Hey everybody, welcome back to what is it? It's 254th CAF update. It's not a beautiful day here in Central Florida. We've been without internet for about 4 of the last 5 hours or thereabouts. So there's been big storms blowing through. So yeah, this could be a short show, or we'll see how it goes. But it's good to be here. It's always a pleasure to get to hang out with everybody on Thursday evenings, and of course our usuals in the chat when things get started. Mr. Red Jack welcoming everybody, and Tom and where would we be without the greetings from Kyle and Peter Rowe and Jason and my goodness, everybody, even Jason D'Ambrosio, who is in the green room, and Robert Berman. We are arty people, Robert. That is for sure, and it's good to be in the club. That's for sure. But hey, as I just mentioned, well, you know what? Before I bring Jason on, one thing I got a text from Jiggy today, which is why I'm wearing my next comic art T-shirt, and he let me know that Elvin Ching has gotten his first Marvel gig, and I thought that was pretty awesome. He's doing what is he? I think it's a Predator book. I don't know if I have a screen that I can share here to show it off or not, but yeah, there was some article on Bleeding Cool, I believe, that popped up. Oh yeah, there it is. So it was a Predator book, Badlands, but Elvin Ching officially part of the Marvel team, and I thought that was pretty awesome. We've all been, well, maybe not everybody. I've gotten a few pieces from Elvin through the mystery sketch. I know many other people have gotten them as well, and Elvin's just an incredible talent. We got to see him participate in that Marvel, artist creator experience recently as well on Facebook. If you follow him or you're friends with him over there, and it couldn't have happened to a more talented guy who's worked his tail off to get to that point. So congrats to Elvin and the whole Next Comic Art team, for being a part of that, because I know they really root for one another, and I just thought that was really awesome. And yeah, so if you see Elvin on his socials, give him a high five. So with that out of the way now, let me bring in the man of the minute, the man of the moment. Jason, give me your Uncanny X-Men 436 pages. Man, Jason, how are you doing, man?
Good, Bill. Real good, real good. I'm really happy to hear about Elvin. Elvin is super talented. I have a couple pieces by him. That's really good news to hear.
Agreed. Yeah, I looked on the article. I guess somebody else is inking him, and he didn't get to do at least the main cover for the book. But hey, a start is a start, right? And I like his stuff a lot. Remember, he's the guy who's like, he packs in more detail into his 9 by 12 mystery sketches than I think anybody, except for maybe Mannix. But even then, he might be putting in more than Mannix says it sometimes.
Yeah, it's different, but I don't. I try to stay away from the unpublished stuff, and he's got me a couple times, so that tells you what I think of him.
Yeah. No, I get it. You are a published art collector by and large, but you've got a mystery sketch once or twice, right? I thought at least once.
Yeah, no, I dabble here or there, Bill. I just I try to stay focused, and I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
That is what we're going to talk about. But Alberto has a very pressing question for you. Do you keep stingrays in your fish tank?
Do I keep sting? Yes, I do, Bill. I actually breed freshwater stingrays, and I do public speaking on them. I get taken to like aquarium clubs and stuff like that to speak on stingrays. So I'm sort of an expert.
You're not joking with that, right?
I am not joking one bit, Bill. The day
Wow.
that they shut down New York City, I was scheduled for public aquarium. Like,
Oh my goodness.
no joke.
Doggone it. That's pretty awesome. I do think you've shown Stingray on your Facebook page, or on your
Yeah,
profile page, where and you're getting that gigantic fish tank built in your house. I mean, it's like you have to have a whole construction crew coming in
that
there.
that one's actually not mine. That's a buddy's. That was I was helping somebody else get that put together.
Oh, here I thought you were adding another to your house.
No, I'm maxed out at this point.
All right. Hey, well, there's Bob Layton or Tom Layton in the chat. Nice to see Mr. Layton. He'll be joining us next week. But hey, look, I'm going to be sending you this pug pin that I got
Yeah. Why
from.
did you bring it to me at New Jersey Art Con this weekend, Bill?
There's a con in New Jersey this weekend?
Oh yeah, you didn't hear? You didn't hear anything about it? I
No, I
know
didn't
you
know
hate
anything
the
about it.
Northeast part of the United States, but there are things that happen here.
I did go to college in the Northeast. I
Is that
haven't
why
made
you
it.
won't come back? Because you don't go to New York Comic Con, you don't go to Zadok show, you don't even go up to the Boston shows.
That is true. That is true. Honestly, I would not mind going to a Comic Art Con if I, can I stay at your place?
Of course.
Okay, well, then maybe we can work something out. So, not this time though, because that's this weekend, right?
That is Sunday, a couple days from now.
Yeah, that
You are
I can't.
always welcome. You are always welcome. We've had
All right,
other caffers stay here. James has stayed. Aranga stayed. Larry stayed. So more always welcome.
all right. Well, then, what is it? 6 months from now?
Yeah, usually he does them in August and I don't know, April, something like that, March, somewhere in the early spring.
All right. Well, I can make an appearance. I wouldn't mind. I mean, honestly, that I did go to the first two or three that he held.
If you
So, I
come
mean,
up, we'll make a weekend of it. We'll go see Anthony's warehouse. We'll go see Jason Schachter's house. There's a lot of things we can do in this area.
Kaz is keeping an eye on you, Jason. But yeah, no, okay. Well, then, as soon as we know what the dates are, I'll see if I can fit it into my schedule. How's that?
Wow.
Hey,
I'm
the flights to
honored.
the Northeast are usually kind of cheap, right?
From where you are, you can go right now and get a flight, and it'll be $250, $200,
If I
something like
fly on Frontier, it might only be
that. It might, yeah, it
$49
might
each
be
way.
87 at this point. Yeah.
All right. Well, then, no, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing it. Come on, I know everybody there, by and large. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. Okay, that way you can at least say that I've made the trip once.
I could stop saying you hate the Northeast. Then I mean, it's like when we have the New York meetups, we all talk about Bill Cox doesn't come up here.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll have to correct that. All right,
There you
we'll do
go.
it. So, but we're here to say, I always thought, well, the thing is, you've been, on this mission for quite some time to complete Uncanny 436, and I know you didn't have the cover, but it's kind of weird that you think that might be like the last piece or one of the last couple pieces that you managed to secure, but you worked it out that you just got it recently, and you still have more pages to get on the book. So, how did you do that?
Well, timing was terrible as always, Bill. Right? I decided to start doing this. I don't know, a year ago or so. I like to have some kind of direction or a challenge here or there, and this was my newest one. And all of a sudden, the cover popped up in Comic Link, the last big one that ended a couple months ago.
Hmm.
So I was 9 pages in at that point, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, we can't let this go. Fight tooth and nail with everybody else who's after an X-Men cover to get it, but we did secure it. So
Yeah. Did you have to sell a few things, or did you manage to do it
I
without having to
actually have some stuff
lose some blood?
consigned in Comic Link right now that hopefully you guys go out and bid on, and we can get the rest of this cover paid off that way.
Well, congratulations, man. But still, how many more pages do you need?
So I have 12 now. I have a cover, I have two DPSs, I have a splash. So I have a lot of the harder pages out of the way, thankfully.
Mhm.
I have 12 pages. I have the cover, so it's a 22-page book. The one thing I'm not sure about is the title page. It's kind of like a flashback of the issue before, so I don't know if there's actual art for that page. So I could be 9 or 10 away, depending on what that exists. Of course, I got to make it difficult. The book I picked to put together has two different inkers, so the pages are scattered to the winds. I
So no
haven't
one remembers,
really. Go
right,
ahead.
where they were at when they sold those pages.
Yeah, exactly. So Dan Green, who God only knows where he sold it, and Mark Morales sells his stuff from show to show, and then Ron Garney himself, Spencer was handling them for all the sales of his pages, so they are out there in the world. Marcus is making fun of paying double market price for those pages, and I know that can definitely happen, right? I'm sure when I get closer to the end, somebody's going to try to.
Well, the thing is, the pages that you bought from other collectors, has anyone said this is a really important issue to me and I really don't want to let this page go? I mean, 436, it's a cool story, but does it have like, does it have a few significant collectors that wouldn't want to let their pieces go? I mean, that's the
So
thing.
there's a couple of reasons I picked this book. One is it's probably from like one of the least popular Uncanny runs there was when Chuck Austin was doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that would lessen the nostalgic pull of other people wanting it. I can tell you right now, the pages I've gotten from other collectors, they've been amazing, and that goes to talk about this community. I mean, I've traded for pages. I've, very fairly priced. Here's what I paid for it. Give me a couple bucks over it. Like, it's been amazing. Anyone I've talked to about this. There's one holdout on CAF, but we're talking. So there's only one more page that I know of where it is on CAF. But going back to why I chose this one, everybody knows I like the Juggernaut, right? So this story was a really fun story. It was the baby face turn for Juggernaut. This is when he goes from villain to a hero, and it's the trial of the Juggernaut. So there's a lot of quirky stuff in it. And the issue I picked, She-Hulk is his lawyer, and they wind up hooking up. Like, the one DPS I have is the other Juggernaut just smashing them out of the bed. Like, it's kind of crazy with that. But
we should be looking at the art while we're talking about this.
Yeah,
story.
I mean, I have them live, but I gave you the scans. So
yeah, I got them. I figure I even got them chronologically.
Do you? I don't even have that yet. I actually just took them all out, and now I got to order a new folio because I'm going to give the book its own folio now that I have them all in one.
But yeah, so for the uninitiated out there, the people who are just new to collecting comic art, it's very rare to be able to put together a complete issue. At any point in time, it's easy maybe when you're buying it right from the rep at the start and you pay maybe a premium to get the whole book. But after the book has made it out there, it's kind of a challenge. It could be, even if it's a year old, you just you don't know where the pages are, and not a lot of artists keep records about who they're selling their art to at different cons. And so what Jason's doing is, while it is a goal of many collectors, it's generally an unachievable goal. So,
I've had some other collectors who are trying to do different books here or there, and I haven't come up to anybody who's put one together like this. So hopefully we can do this show again in 5 years or something like that, and I have it all together. But it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I can tell you, I've met new people, I've made new friends, I've talked to other people, I got people cheering me on. I'm sure there's people that are detracting me. Or at least that's how it felt when I was bidding on this cover. But
well, we know Marcus might have been the underbidder on it.
If Marcus has one of these pages, first of all, I am Team Marcus, so he needs to be
supporting. One more time.
Supporting this endeavor. My Dan Tancredi Marcus shirt is being rocked. I am Team Marcus here, so hopefully Marcus is Team J with putting this book back together, because we all know, as much as Marcus likes to goof around in the chat, he knows where a lot of the bodies are buried. If you ever need to find something out in this hobby, Marcus is not a bad person to ask. Oh, Brian, you're right. You did put that 30 back together.
And didn't Brian say he was also trying to put something else together in the chat? Where was that? He's been trying to put together Uncanny 308 for 31 years, and he has one.
Yeah, he's missing one page or something like that. Yeah.
That's awful. But well, best of luck on that one, Brian. But at least you got one. So back to this. This is the most recent edition, at least posted to your CAF gallery. The cover to the book, and I showed the published image there, and there's the original. But I mean, did you when you see something like this come up? I mean, what goes through your mind?
The first thing is we start calling all the people we know in the X-Men hobby and say, hey, I'm going to be going for this. If you don't mind, try not to kill me. That's the first thing we do. And then we try to figure out what we think it's going to be worth. Then we figure out where that money's coming from. Fish made fun of me, Fish Benz, because originally I said, I'm only going to pay X for it. I don't care, that I'm not going to go crazy. Then it started, the auction started, and I readjusted that number a little bit higher. And then, like 20 minutes before the auction went, I'm like, I'm going this much. And it wound up being almost, the final number wound up that I said I'd go to was almost like 50% higher than what I originally was, like my hard line. Like, no, I'm not going further than this.
So if you said you were going to go $100, you went $150 on this one, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I wish it was 100 and 150. But yes.
Which where was it for sale? Which platform?
Comic Link.
Okay.
Yeah, it could have been. I talked to Barucci. Nick's a big Garney collector, and Nick's been really supportive too. Nick had a couple pages, and he got them to me, and after I bought it, we were talking. I'm like, oh, I went a lot more than I thought it was. He goes, no, Jay, there's been private sales in that range. You know, there just hasn't been public sales. So he made me feel better about how far I went with it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was just making me feel better or what, but I felt a little bit better there. But you know, one of the reasons, again, going back to why I picked this book, Garney's not that expensive right now. Could you imagine trying to put together a Silvestri book? Never mind just trying to find the pages,
Romita
right?
Jr., right? I
Yeah,
mean,
Romita Jr. Exactly. You know, so the Garneys don't go for that much, you know, but I've gotten them everywhere. I've gotten pages in auction. I've gotten them through trade from CAF. I've gotten it, you know, I bought it on the Experience from Nick's show. James sold me the DPS because he knew I'm a big Juggernaut fan. Like, so far we've been, knock on wood, doing pretty well. And the other thing I love about the book is it's almost an entire battle, right? Like, out of 22 pages, there's maybe 4 or 5 pages, talking head pages about the court case, but the entire other time it's Juggernaut and She-Hulk fighting another Juggernaut. And you know, so if you're going to own a book that, you know, you want something with a little action in it, and this book is just cover to cover, it is a brawl, and She-Hulk is fighting in her skivvies the whole time. Yes.
what more? What more can you ask for? I'm waiting for the DPS where they get interrupted. Or was that in the set that you sent me?
It was. It should have come. That's page 2 and 3.
I thought it was, but yeah, I'm looking at that folder of art that I downloaded. I must have missed that when I was downloading that from your Facebook message that you sent me. I see it over on your calf though.
Yep, it's on my calf and it's in my hand right now.
Man, yeah, let's show off. So that's the one that James had. He had that you pried from his hands.
I actually think it was on a Doing Dealers, James. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think James was doing Dealers with this. And this is where I really decide. I had a page or two before this, and then I got this from James, and that's when I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to put this thing together if I can. And you know, Jugs and Shulky's moment gets very rudely interrupted, and it's just a great piece. And you know, I'm friendly with Mark Morales, so I talked to Mark, and he's got none of the pages left. And Ron Garney now knows who I am from me harassing him about pages that he has left. And you know, everybody's been so nice about this. You know,
You're making a name for yourself out there, is what you're saying. You're a little bit of notoriety, but that never hurts, right?
You know, I'm not shy, Bill. I actually I got Larry Tunn to agree to wear a shirt with the book saying, if you know where Art is, you know, let me know when he does Art Adams' table at one of the cons. I figured
like a sandwich board, right? I mean, that was
exactly like a sandwich board.
No, you should get him to like twirl a big arrow when you're at a show. Like if you've got X-Men, 436 pages, look up Jason right here. You know, put all your socials on it. That would work.
Getting Larry to agree to something like that was hard enough, right? He said I'll wear it, but I'm not wearing it the whole show. I'm like, all right, Larry, whatever you got, however you need it to be. But I figure if he's at Alan Davis's table or Art Adams' table, who's gonna see? People are standing in line for hours. They're just gonna be staring at Larry in his shirt. I think it's a good way to market this.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. Definitely not a bad idea. You should just make Anthony Snyder put a little banner up that says, paying top dollar for Uncanny 436.
The worst thing that could happen is if Anthony gets one of these pages, because that's where I'm going to get raked over.
Oh yeah, that'll be an interesting negotiation. I'd like to record the negotiation that happens when he gets a page. But he should do it. You know, he's one of the guys who's always buying at shows, right? So if something shows up, I mean, he gets out enough. Not a lot of, you can't say that about, he gets out to more shows than most other dealers, right?
I can tell Anthony takes very good care of him. When he sees an X-Men piece, when he's out at a show that somebody's offering or he has the ability to buy, I'll get a text message a lot of the time. You interested in this, or what do you think?
Why do you get lowball him so much when he's got offer shows? Is that just to see the look on his face when he sees it come in the chat?
It's a lot of fun, Bill. I'm not gonna lie.
You do it in person too, right?
Sometimes he has enough room on stuff. So it's worked before. Um, and I don't. It's the squirrels that happens with. It's not the things I really need. Let's be realistic. Those deals are usually done behind the doors before it even gets to an offer sheet.
Of course. Oh, no, no. I know, yeah, I know how the sausage is made around here. But, anyway, so yes, that DPS was very memorable, and, it's and we James did clarify that you bought it directly from him, so it wasn't an ADD show or something like that. Uh, Mr. Red Jack, and he would know this too, right? That, lowballing Anthony is like foreplay.
It's
My
about
goodness.
it's the art of the deal with Anthony.
I hope Anthony's not watching tonight, but if he is, Anthony, we love you.
He
So,
knows it.
let's keep thumbing through these so we can see the pages you do have. Hopefully, I didn't miss, I just looked, that DPS wasn't in the,
No, I must have
in
missed
the
that one.
chat.
I apologize.
That's okay, but here's another one.
Oh, you got this one instead, Bill, because this one's not from that book. So that's what happened. I must have grabbed. I grabbed
Oh,
the
you're
wrong
right, it
image
does
when
say
I was.
390 on it.
Yeah, I
Ah.
grabbed the wrong image when I was going through. I apologize.
Yeah, there's no She-Hulk, in her underwear on this one.
No, that's actually the Death of Colossus issue. Actually, that's another key book, though. It's when they cure the legacy virus.
Alright, well, then let's see here. So, what do we got? Page 9
So this
here
is
as
a
well?
Dan Green one, and that's pretty fun as an art collector, seeing the difference when they're in hand, a different inker, and how it really affects the art. You think of that subjectively when you're looking at two different books, but going page to page from within an issue is really kind of stark. I like it anyway. I nerd out on it a little bit.
Well, Dan Green is a favorite inker of many people on CAF, right? That's for sure. So is Morales as well. But I mean, you're right. Between the two of them, they do have very distinct styles that are, that. But I don't know. I guess I didn't. Now you're making me wonder. Like I should be comparing a Green versus Morales page just to see what the subtle differences might be.
Oh, we can do it here. I'll tell you which ones are which when we're going
Oh, this
through.
one, yeah. So, well, this one doesn't say.
This is my most recent pickup. This one, the only reason I went to Terrificon was because somebody offered to. We made a trade deal for this, and he was going to Terrificon, and he wanted to hand it off, and really generous, really easy to work with. He picked a bunch of stuff he liked on my cap. I was like, all right, how about we do this? And he was like, sure, no problem. So this is a Morales, I believe. This one I don't know for sure yet because, like I said, I just got this, but I'm pretty sure this is a Morales page.
Well, that last one had Green's name up at the top, so you'd think that maybe Dan might.
Yeah, I just texted him the mark. I just haven't texted him that one yet. Like I said, I just picked it up at Terrificon. And then we got the Splash. This is another calf, the new friend that I made. Very nice gentleman. Took a ride about an hour upstate to invited me into his home. Saw an amazing collection that's not all on calf. Some is on calf, and again, really, really fair deal on this splash, full page splash.
Yeah, that's nice. I do remember this issue.
It's a memorable issue from a not memorable time, right? That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. This one came from Heritage. I got a sweet deal on this because it's mostly rubble with tiny juggernauts and tiny She-Hulks, but I think it was $180 for the DPS in a Heritage auction, right? Like that never happened.
No. Yeah, that's good thing Marcus didn't know it was in there.
Yeah, Marcus.
I'm sure you at least were going double on that one. You would have gone up to 360.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Marcus, I'm hoping Marcus is connecting with his black hole collectors he knows and he doesn't talk to and saying, hey, my buddy needs these pages.
So when you're making the deal with some of the collectors, are you asking them if they bought them direct from either Spencer or one of the inkers at a show? I mean, by and large, are they the first buyers, or are they've already
first buyers? One of them, I think, went through Heritage already, if I remember correctly. Was just before I was looking for it, and but yeah, most of them have been bought direct from either Spencer or from one of the inkers or at a show. Even when I was talking to, I forget which gentleman, but he was like, call Garney. Garney had pages a year ago, and I talked to Ron. I talked to Ron's wife. Ron's wife went through all of his art looking for it for me, and there was nothing there. But like I said, the community has really been supportive so far. Yeah, here's one of the slower pages, right? This is a courtroom page with Sammy Fish Boy, if you remember that, right? It was
I do.
a new character that was introduced in this run, and again, something. Only a few, quiet pages, right? The courtroom, another courtroom page. There's not a lot there. I think there's one more at the end of this, which I don't own yet. Is another courtroom page, but for the most part, it's just all out brawl. It's all out action, and I'm very happy to own them. And we're halfway there, and now we got to find the ones that are on CAF, Bill. Right? So, feel free
yes.
to put it in your newsletters.
Oh yeah, I'll start publicizing it all over the place.
When
We'll
you make a
shout it
sign with my likeness this year for
highest
ORX, put the 436 quest on there.
I like that idea. Yeah, well, we'll come up with something very special for you, or to promote. But we're one other pages though, because
there is one holdout on CAF right now who said he's not ready to sell, but he will let me know if.
Well, that's at least you know where it's at. That's the thing.
I wish I knew where there's one more DPS, which I think is going to be the hardest get going forward. It's a really nice looking image, and whoever owns that, they may not want to let that one go. Yeah, Baruch, we already got Barucci's pages, Marcus. And that's funny. Ron Garney said to me, he's like, well, did you go check with Nick Barucci? Because I know he bought a lot of these pages. And I said, yeah, Ron, I already got them from Nicky. He already took care of me. Something different, Bill, something.
Well, we're thinking of different marketing opportunities at OAX, so maybe we can come up with something for you to kind of publicize it. I know I think there's maybe not writing on the walls in this, in the bathroom or anything like that, but there might be something, maybe the hand towels or something. When you pull them out, it says, looking for, uncanny 436 pages, we'll pay top dollar.
I'm into it. I mean, if Spencer kept any kind of records, I'd go ask him to connect me with who he sold them to. But you've seen his website, so I don't think the records are that strong.
No, not at all. Make stickers, says Marcus. Yeah, he knows.
Marcus, you are my sticker guy. Let's get this done.
Yeah. But that's good, man. I mean, at the end of the day, but so the thing is, you're not only looking for the 436 pages. What's like on your radar right now outside of these Garney pages? I mean, is there something elusive from anything other? I mean, I know you're always looking for those Ron Wilson Marvel 2-in-1 pages if they ever pop up. So you can't, not those. What else is on your radar right now?
Honestly, Bill, my gunpowder is low at the moment. Even this show this week, I really don't plan on buying anything. So there's nothing that I am in need of. There are things that could pop up that at any time. But I was actually just thinking of something the other day that I had been talking to somebody, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to message him back right now because I really don't even have the funds, the art funds right now to get it. But just like I said, trying to turn down the squirrels, right? I got another squirrel Terrificon here last week, and I really didn't need this, but how could you pass up a Savia Spider-Man daily with Wolverine fighting Sabretooth, right? Like, I just grabbed this from Alex at the show at Terrificon a couple weeks ago.
You can't. I mean,
you can't turn that stuff down, right? Who knew I even needed it?
Right. Well, that's it. You didn't need it, but you couldn't. You just couldn't pass it up. I get it, and I know just because you always kind of say that. I know you. Your MO is going to Comic Card Con. You always start off that post where I didn't go to Comic Card Con looking to buy anything, and then there's a photograph laid out of 8 pages or so that you picked up while you were there. I'm expecting that to happen here. I hope I didn't jinx it for you.
I'll bring a little folder of stuff that I'll trade. I got a couple pieces that, if the right thing is there, I'll hit the ATM and sell it to somebody or something like that. But, honestly, what am I looking for right now, Bill? I couldn't even tell you. I'm very happy with my collection. I'm blessed to have what I have. And there's nothing other than these 436 pages right now. That if it comes up, I have to say I'm getting that, right? Because I think that's what you're looking for, and I don't really think there's anything like that at the moment. But that changes by the second, right? Because then I'll see something pop up, and I'm like, "Ooh, shiny! I need that."
Exactly. You need another, John Byrne Elsewhere drawing or something like that. You never know.
I hope everybody bought them now because they are getting published, right? And
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the timeline is for that, but that's gonna be pretty cool when it comes out.
yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Actually, I'm going to Jim Morton will be at the show, so I'll talk to him. I want to see if I can get. There you go. I'm going to ask him if I can get the inked version of the pages I own already because they're inking everything when they were originally just pencils.
I wasn't quite sure what they were doing with that. Are they actually doing like blue line inks for everything that they've already sold?
Yes, they are. And John himself came out of retirement to do some of that inking. So
See, I haven't been reading closely. I knew that it was coming out though. I just assumed with all of the pages or so many pages already sold that they were just going to digitally ink it. But so they were traditionally blue line inking and maybe even inking on some of the boards if they still have the originals.
yeah,
Right.
they are. I don't know. That was the other question I was going to ask Jim when I see him is if the ones that they had the originals, if they're doing live inks on it, because I'd
Hmm.
be interested in a page like that too. It should be fun. I've never read it complete. I know there was some bootleg um, trade paperbacks out there that people were printing, but I never got my hands on one. So I will be buying the real one when it comes out.
Well, it sounds
Oh,
like
good information, buddy.
yeah, it sounds like
Look at
Jim
that
actually
far
takes
back.
he keeps records of who he sells things to, I guess. So that would be cool if he actually did offer it to the original buyer.
Well, I did not get one of mine from Jim, so I better put it on his radar.
I thought you went to a comic art con. Maybe I thought you bought something from Jim at
I
one of
bought
those
from
pages.
Jim. Yeah, I bought one from Jim, but I bought one at auction too. So I have a couple.
All right.
Couple.
N- Nick Forrest is saying he wants a Warner Roth that's in an upcoming Heritage auction. I'm not even familiar with what Warner Roth that is, but you're not a Warner Roth fan, so I have nothing to worry about. Or are you a Warner Roth fan?
I have a Warner Roth right in front of me. I'm looking
No,
at.
you don't.
Yeah, from issue 32. Go. I mean, the end page of issue 32. Go to my
You're
couch right
killing
now
me.
if you want.
Does it have Cyclops on it?
It's got the full team. It's got Juggernaut on it. I got everybody on this page.
Doggone it.
It's still when
Uh,
he was twice up too.
oh, cool. I think I do. I have a page with Juggernaut from behind from Warner Roth. It might be from issue 32. I have no idea. I remember everybody giving me crap about it because it was showing his rear end. But all right, well that's good. So you have your one and done from Warner
I got
Roth.
my one and done on Roth. Yes.
All right,
I,
man. Well, so what else we got here? I think so yeah. So let's put it down. Let's mental note 6 months from now or thereabouts, whenever the next Comic Art Con is, because 6 months from now is OAX, right? I mean, that's
I will ask Terry what the date is, and I will have the date for you Sunday.
all right. And you have a guest room, so
I have
if I want to
two
stay
guest
somewhere,
rooms. So if you and Cosner want to come, both of you can stay. Because
all
Cosner's
right.
texting me right now telling me this show is worse than the Hakes preview.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I remember how you felt about the Hakes preview.
Do you
Call me
want to
when I
hear why I get annoyed with Hakes? I cannot bid on Hakes. I have tried to register multiple times,
really.
and it won't allow me to change the credit card that's in whenever I registered 8 years ago, and I get frustrated with it, and I refuse to support their product because of that.
Well, that's weird though. You've tried to reach out to them to say I'm trying
No,
to change
no,
this?
if you want, it shouldn't be that hard for me to give anyone my money. That's how I feel in life.
Hey, I get it, but I know I did it. I mean, I haven't won anything from them, but I know I registered and was able to. I didn't have to change my credit card though.
Yeah, it was because it was like expired or whatever. It was 100 years ago, and it exists, and it wouldn't let me. I don't know. I haven't tried to play with it.
See, James says it's because they do a credit check. Now everybody's giving you a hard time.
It's possible. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like I'm in banking or anything, James.
Well, we've learned a bit more about you, Jason. I had no idea you were a stingray specialist. I've actually, so we'll have I'll have some stingray questions for you after the show, though.
You
Just
got it.
keep that in
Whatever you
mind.
want.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Not that
want.
I'm not looking to dine on one or anything like that. We leave that to Tom Layton to eat the stingrays, but
That's
uh,
not a really edible animal, by the way. That was kind of, I've never really seen somebody eat a stingray
well, he said it was spongy or something like that. So
because that's the fin. That's not like flesh. That's like eating your hair.
there you go. Stingray's happy. And look at that. Alberto says he can't wait for them to have a page from
Don't
436.
worry, Alberto. We have fish will bid on whatever I ask in an emergency situation.
And Bob was very happy with his stingray meal.
Bob Layton.
All right. Well, Jason, always fun to hang out with you. As you know, I see you were watching baseball, I believe, or at least we were
Yeah, what's the
missing
score of the Yankee game? We're missing the game here. It was
I'm
2-2 when
sorry.
it started.
Hopefully you're TiVoing it and you can kind of rewind it and watch it. Stringy. That's what Bob said. Stringy, not spongy. Stringy.
Stringy, like hair, like I just said, right?
All right, Nick Force says you guys get some beer soon. All right, well have a great weekend.
Nick, I will actually be in Long Island overnight next week. Yeah, text me or call me. We'll figure something out.
Awesome. Well, Jason, good luck in your quest. As as Kazra said, there is no charge for the promotion of your quest. But if it shakes a page loose for you, please let us know.
Please, and guys, if you know where the pages are, even if you don't want to sell it, just let me know where it is. So again, just like the person that's holding out on calf, I'm not harassing anybody. I'm not gonna, I'm not that guy. Like I just want to connect so that when and if it ever comes up, you know where to go.
Exactly. And hey, I'm going to send you off with this little clip. I meant to play it as a way to welcome you to the show, but it's my favorite image of you.
So we're gonna redo that for you next
We
time.
need to
I'm going
redo that one.
has the green screen up. We'll redo it for you.
Yeah. No, I mean I've got the I got the claw ready. Yeah. Whenever you want to reshoot that one, just let me know.
You got it. Kazra, you don't want me on the show anymore? What's up, buddy? I thought we were friends. You're mad because I didn't go to, I forgot what show I was supposed to go to. Yeah, you got mad at me. It's a boycott until Bill comes to the Northeast. I'm not going to the Southeast.
There you go. Marcus is asking you football questions about Miami.
Dolphins look good this year, Marcus. As long as two is healthy, we're going to be in good shape.
See, and Mikhail remembers that meme way back to the amateur days. Yeah, that was your first show on that.
Wow, we should do a revisit of amateur, me versus you again. Didn't I go against Mikhail the one time?
That's right. Oh yeah, you guys were the first to go after we had Dino and Jordan do their show. They did two kind of back to back, and then you and Mikhail were the first pair after them. Yep.
Let's run it back, Mikhail, so I can pay off this Garney cover that's sitting over here.
All right, man. Well, listen, thank you for coming on. Always fun, and you're always welcome back.
I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you very much, guys. X-Men 436. Check those closets. If you have any Garney art, you're not sure, your friend has one page hanging on his wall, let me know.
Here. All right, man. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Is Bill? I'm not going to sell. But yes, if you do find one of those pages, you can just go to Jason's Calf Gallery, which his last name is D Ambrosio. So it's D and an apostrophe and Ambrosio. So you can find him on the premium member page on Calf. Very easy. Just go in and type in Jason. I think there's like 20 Jasons on that page, but you'll find him. Or message Bill or Kazra. Yeah, that's another way to do it. We'll find you. Please, Kazra says message him. All right, there you go. Okay. Well, it's always good to have a quest, right? Those are things I can guarantee you I have no ambitions of doing that. A lot of collectors don't, but yeah, when you get the itch to complete a book, it's tough. We've always heard the several stories from people who've tried to do it and just they give up after 10 years, and then those pages kind of get out there. But yeah, anybody who's doing that is co- it's commendable in some way, or maybe they're just crazy because it's a lot of work to do it. Sell to me. Marcus is screaming. Everybody wants a page from that book now. But yeah. All right. So where are we going to go from here? I hopefully everybody caught the shows that we had already on this week. We did the illustration preview for Heritage with Sarah Jane on Monday. We dropped that pretty cool Finch and Robert Kirkman video Matt Sardo did for IC3. I forget what episode that was, 6. That was on Tuesday. And we also had the Phil Hester interview on Tuesday, which was a lot of fun. It went a little longer than I would have expected. We actually hit midnight, so it was a 3-hour interview. But Phil was a lot of fun to hang out with and talk with. And so if you missed any of those shows, you can go hit the homepage of the Calf Plus channel and watch them on the rewind because they were all really good. Especially, Phil was neat. I've never, I've admired his collection for a long time. Never had the opportunity to talk to him for more than a minute in a green room, several years ago. So it was fun getting to talk to him, and he had a lot of interesting quotes from that. One of which I saw, because I didn't pick it. Colin wrote, I had that piece from Bill Reinhold, and Colin had that as the featured artwork, and he took a quote from the show with Phil and put it in the newsletter. So thank you, Colin, for that free plug to get some traffic to my calf gallery. Oh, there you go. Robert Berman says, keeping books together is the work of God. Uh, Marcus, no, 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 no. All right. So yeah, busy week. We got a lot of fun stuff going on next week as well. I might as well go ahead and show the schedule. And where was that? I've got a slide here for that. So a reminder about our show on Saturday, though. Of course, that's the first thing in the list there. Kevin Nolan is going to be doing an art sale with me. Last Days of Lex Luthor pages. I believe I'll probably have like 25 pages that'll drop with that. But I've actually got all of Kevin's share here at Cap HQ, so we'll be offering everything that he has eventually. Not all of it will drop on Saturday, but it'll be fun because we got Mark Wade joining him at the beginning of the show to talk a bit about their working relationship on that book and maybe a few other projects they've done in the past. And Mark's always a lot of fun and interesting to talk to. He is a professor of comics, that is for certain. Then we do have a live show for All Access Art next Monday, 9 p.m. Tatiana is hosting that one. She was going to send me a title to it. I don't have it, but it's going to be one that talks about the roles and responsibility and the importance that reps and agents play within our hobby. And so that will be the focus of that show. And I know that she's going to have some guests. I think a few artists, potentially a collector or two. I'm not sure, but once I get a little bit more information on that, I haven't set up the show in the Calf Plus YouTube channel, so you can actually set it in your watch list. But I believe I'm going to have all the graphics and things from her tomorrow, so I will get that queued up and properly set up on the channel tomorrow. Then we've got Roland Benton, the guy who's won 2 trophies in the best ofs for the last 2 years, but not because of a voting, you know, snafu or because he had like the best piece of cover art the last 2 years. It's because he's posted the most art to CAF in the last 2 years. So I've never met Roland. Don't know a thing about him other than the fact that he has a lot of artwork to share. So we'll be talking with him on Tuesday. The Tulio will be with us next Wednesday for an art drop. The Collector's Cash is going to drop the following week. Michael Trailer from, I can say it now, LC3. So will be joining us on the following Tuesday for an interview. And I've met Michael a few times, but it'll be cool to talk to him about collecting art. Got Dexter Vines for an art show. We got some previews. The first, well, no, I guess that's the second week in September with Comic Connect and Heritage. We've got a Card Art Explained episode coming up in early September. Brian Hitch will be joining me. I guess that's the weekend of the Heritage Signature Auction, but Saturdays are not our non-art day, right? So I guess that won't really matter. Most of you will still be able to tune in. And Brian's bringing mostly commission style pieces. I think he's got about 25 that he's completed or in the process of completing, and I believe I'll have those in the mail probably in about 2 weeks. So we'll see. He said he was going to probably ship me some. He remember when he found all that old art. I think that he didn't ship everything to me, so I think he might be sending some other stuff. So we'll see. It'll be a fun unboxing, and I'm sure I will do it here on the CAF update with everybody. Um, Also that weekend is Eddie Pecan, and Kazra's going to be at that show. I think the Tulio is planning on joining him as well. So there will be a calf meetup at that show in Pittsburgh. We don't know if it'll be on Saturday or Sunday yet. Yeah, it's that will, but as soon as we have the date and the time, we'll certainly let everybody know. I'm sure Kazra will have some tchotchkes with him to yeah, there yeah, sorry Kazra, I didn't wasn't watching the chat. FC3 First Coast Comic Con is now FC3. It's just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Uh, and why didn't I want to interview Kirkman? I'd love to talk to. I've talked to Kirkman numerous times actually. Because he's an avid art collector, and I've seen him at New York Comic Con a couple times. He stopped by Mark Hayes' booth, because Mark reps Adlard, and so no, I've had a lot of opportunity to talk to Robert. If he'd ever be open to doing a collector interview, trust me, I'd love to be the one to do it because I mean he's who knows what the heck he has. He has a calf account, but he doesn't put anything in his calf gallery. I'd love to see the 18 pieces of art that Kirkman would want to show on that. Oh, and Kez was saying that Tyler T is going to be there, Stingray sighting potentially, and Big Phil. Yeah, how could I forget Big Phil? Yeah, so that'll be again the weekend of September 13th and 14th, Eddie Pecan. And again, when we have the date and time for the meetup, we will let you know. Then Joe Maddalena and I will be doing a Heritage preview. This is still not posted on the Heritage website. Uh, I got an advanced copy of the PDF for the catalog that I can't share with anybody. But I think there's going to be an announcement coming out really soon. But this is a Del Toro, Guillermo del Toro. Why do I keep saying Gabriel? I'm going to kick myself until I die. Guillermo del Toro is having a signature auction. It's not been talked about or promoted anywhere. It's super duper special. After the fires in LA, he decided that he needed to let go pieces from his collection, not just art, but a lot of art, but some movie props and other interesting trinkets and things that I think a lot of people who have maybe followed Guillermo's career are going to be interested in. And so I've asked three times now, and Guillermo will not be joining us. However, we will most likely have a video quote recorded from him. So I begged for 5 minutes of his time, and I have summarily been told that it will not happen. So hey, it is what it is. But I think that he will record a little video snippet that we'll be able to play along with that preview that we do. Yeah, it's going to be it is going to be insane. Then there's a lot of cool artwork from. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I think I was sworn to secrecy. I can't say a word about it until it actually posts. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool published stuff, a lot of storyboardy kind of stuff, character design stuff. So, anyways, all right. After that, we've got another episode of IC3 coming up with Jesse Lonergan. That'll be the fun interview. A lot of us have have Lonergan in our collections, or wish we did. Jason D'Ambrosio might not, might like to add something in there if he ever works on an X-Men book. He put Lonergan on his list, I think. And after that, we've got Nick Barucci will be doing a art drop with me on a Wednesday night. It was originally, I think I might have told everybody it was going to be on the 10th, but I guess Nick wanted to push that to the 17th. So we have changed the date here on the calendar for that. And then after that, we've got Tatiana doing a Spider-Man sketch card sale. That's on a Saturday at 2 p.m. And then at the Saturday after that, Sean Crystal will be doing it's going to be like a small painted pieces art drop. He's doing a lot of work in advance of New York Comic Con. And so the weekend before New York Comic Con, we're going to do a art sale exclusive to CAF members. And you get to first dibs on stuff before he takes the pieces to New York Comic Con. And then speaking of New York Comic Con, right there, New York Comic Con meetup, that'll happen on one of the 4 days, the October 9th through the 12th. And I know that Matt DiTullio is going to be there. I'm pretty confident Kezra is going to be there. I am not going to be there. Sorry, Jason. Not making the trip to the Northeast again. But yeah, but that, and then there's other meetups that are coming up as well, and things that don't fit on the schedule, so I can't show that. But yes, as where was that? Where I saw the post from Mark Walters that he's yeah, that was the quote I got, that Del Toro is too busy wrapping up the Frankenstein movie to give us time. But he again, he's recording something that we're going to be able to play as part of the preview. So I think I'll take anything I can get. And if we can ever talk with him when his schedule permits, that would be awesome too. I actually have an Art of Mike Mignola book that has a little Guillermo del Toro, self-portrait drawn in it. It was like a thank you from Jim McLaughlin, gosh, probably like 10 years ago when we had done something through CAF to promote Hero. He sent me that, and yeah, I cherish it. I actually have never scanned it. I should throw that into my CAF gallery, just like a Guillermo as a just a chubby faced, stubbly faced guy, and I think he says something like "Ola Bill" or something like that. No, not Cohen, Marcus, not Cohen. Ah, it's Joe Mad sketching. No, he's not. All right. Where to from here? After that, I did get a package in the mail. I'm not going to open it. I'll probably just do that tomorrow on my own. But I'll post some art to CAF after I get to do that. As far as I can show off some of the pieces from the Nolan art drop. I know some people are probably curious, as far as the shares and things. Basically, Brian and um, Kevin split the book up in a the weird ways that they do. They actually there were three books, and they decided like who would get like the beginning half of the book and one and two, and I think like Kevin has the beginnings of one and two and the final pages of three, something like that. So let me share this screen here for you. Where is it? There. So it's pretty, I think there'll be probably a lot of affordable stuff. These are all oversized though. That's the thing with these. I thought they were all on 11 by 17 and they're not. They're all on like 12 by 18 and a half. So my standard boards that I've cut, masonite that I've cut the ship stuff in, it doesn't work. So I'll be making a run to Home Depot to cut some boards for this stuff. But let's see, I think I'm actually at the end of the book, right? Yeah, I'm starting it at book 3 and working my way back on some of this stuff. So if you haven't read it, I'm sorry, I just spoiled the Brainiac appearance as the true villain of this 3-part story. But if you read it already, you already knew that. But there's a really nice these are some really good battle scenes from issue 3, but Kevin got lucky and he ended up with the pages from the with Wonder Woman on it. So if you read the book, you know which the scene where Wonder Woman slugs Superman. So this is where they're battling it out. But there you go, Superman took it right on the chin, right there. So that's a fun one. And again, these are huge. These are wall power size stuff. How will we put the book back together 30 years from now? Marcus, the thing is, both guys were keeping some of the pages for themselves as well. I honestly thought about asking them about that, but and you'll find out when we talk with Kevin. Kevin's like a true comic book fan at heart, which was why I really wanted to get Mark Waid on with him, because when we talked on the phone, he just had some really nice things to say about Mark and the way Mark writes. And um, for Kevin, this was just a special project for him. And so when all was said and done, there was quite a few pages that Kevin wanted to keep for himself. Because he hasn't done enough of that over the years. So he was like, there's a lot of stuff that he put a lot of time in. As everybody knows, I think these 3 books took what, about a year and a half for them all to come out for different reasons, I think, production wise. But yeah, so Kevin, was keeping some. Brian's going to keep a few. Brian has the covers. He did those all himself, penciled and inked them. So yeah, trying to get a complete book out of these, it just shows you how impossible complete books really are. Even when you're there in the moment, it doesn't it's just not easy to do. So yeah, very very much a challenge. And I don't let's see, that's I don't need to show you all the pages. Nobody wants to see them all, but either way, I know it's with issue one, we have like the first several pages from that, which was kind of a cool little flashback, early stuff for Superman, i.e., Clark Kent and whatnot. So, what else we got here? I'm sorry, I didn't see Jason. Can we please put, yeah, I don't know, man. Uh, gosh, lots of exclamation points out there. Jason's still in the green room looking at me. Look at this. Let me bring him right back on. Look, he's still here. A hard time in the green room. See,
Yeah, I didn't turn YouTube on yet, so I was just listening here.
I know, I know. And like you said, can I please get the pages Professor wants? I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I know that.
Eric doesn't ask for a lot of favors, Bill. That's why I'm saying we got to take care of the
I know.
professor. If he cuts us off, we're never going to know where art came from if we don't know.
That is true, and I know what Derek's looking for. I specifically told Brian, because I know he didn't ship me everything. He literally packed a suitcase with as much of it as he could, and it wasn't. It was like 2/3 of what he found, and he was only picking the stuff that he thought was like most, valuable or whatever, the X-Men stuff and the Transformers stuff and whatever. So he could have left some of that stuff that Derek might have wanted behind. And so I told him that. I'm like, go back and look through what you didn't send me. And if there's any of this, please
All right. I just want
send
to
it.
make sure we take care of the professor. We
We
have to
got to
take care of
take
the
care of
professor.
Derek. So, all right. Well, you go back to the green room now.
I'm going away now. This is it. This is my last appearance there.
All right. Well, speaking of Derek, I did get a photograph from Tariq. They were at, I think this was at the San Jose GalaxyCon, if I'm not mistaken. You've got the Professor Derek on the right, you've got Tariq in the middle, and you've got Ian Saint, the guy who loves to collect all that Guardians of the Galaxy artwork. So you got Guardians of the Galaxy. You've got let's see, Tariq. Can we classify him? He is the Galactus guy, and Derek. Well, we know he is a DC guy. He loves. Well, he likes Marvel too, but there you go, the three of them, and it looks like you got some Elf on the Shelf guy walking behind him. I don't think he's an art collector though. But either way, they had a good time there. I know that Kevin Nolan was at that show, actually, as well as a few other probably noteworthy artists. The West Coast Crew. Look for yes. Derek says that cool Galactus commissions were created. I'm certain of that. How can anybody go to a show and not commission somebody for a Galactus, right? All right. So how we doing tonight with Sam? Sam, we're doing all right. Guys, my goodness. Anyway, so thank you for Tariq for sending me that. Yeah, I always like to show off photos when impromptu CAF meetups are happening, right? So for those of you trying to organize your own, reach out to Kazra or I. We're always happy to, hey, if you're going to do something at a show, especially if we're not going to it, and you want a little bit of swag, we'll find a way to get you some stickers or some shirts. We definitely have a few things laying around here at CAF HQ that we could send out. So yeah, if Jason had approached me in advance, he's not in the green room anymore. I could have shipped him a few things for Comic Art Con this Sunday. Now he's just going to have to suffer through a pile of Anthony's T-shirts and whatever things that Anthony has. But we could have sent some stuff. He could have organized his own CAF meetup there. We are happy to help out in any way possible. So just keep that in mind for future shows that definitely we're not attending as well. There you got it. Checking things off my list here. What do I got? I've congratulated Elvin Ching. Okay, well, I guess we can get on to the calf cribs video that I got. I teased that in the in the mailing that went out today. Chuck Arnold, who will be joining us, I think after this video plays, he's doing our guest picks tonight. But Chuck decided to film his workspace. We've had Chuck on numerous times in the past, whether he's doing picks or we've backed on a few collector conversations, I believe. And he's got just walls of books and art and all that kind of stuff. And so since he was filling in for the amazing Chris Snorrick tonight, he decided, I'm going to film my crib, at least my workspace. So, this video is for Tom. Yeah, that's true. Number one Marvel fan does. He's always curious about the books that you have there. But there's going to be a question. the the intro and outro to this video, Chuck Arnold. You have a lot of explaining to do when uh when when we bring you on. And Alberto, any OAX announcements? We're cooking on them right now. You know, they're in the oven. They're getting close to done. And certainly there will be some in the future, near future, very near future. Yes, definitely. And now that we had the first OAX pre book offering with Phil Hester, we're really this is OAX season now. We're in the 6 month window. I don't maybe Casper can post in here and tell me how many days, hours and minutes we got. I probably don't want to know the answer to that question, but yeah, tonight you won't get any really any OAX stuff, but yeah, you'll there'll be plenty of that coming really really soon. So everybody wants the Casper countdown. Uh-oh. And I'm getting a flashing network thing here on my screen. So yeah, I'm telling you, the internet's bad here tonight. Casper, you may end up having to pop in here at some point if this storm gets any worse. But all right, let me go ahead and play this video because I've got questions for Chuck Arnold, and he is definitely the only one who can answer them about this Cribs video.
So this is my calf cribs. That's my workstation I work at every day. Thought I'd take you guys around this room. There's the Mike Allred painting I got from him at OAX. A little Batman statue there. Frank Miller drawing of Marv. A little reminder every day to do your best by my kid. There's my Mike Mignola Hellboy library, and you see there some Bullwinkle DVDs. This is my Frank Quitely collection of books. These are Taschen books. Taschen puts out the best books, so I've got Little Nemo and Gustav Klimt, and then here we have all of the Marvel Comics library and the EC giant books. They're really great reprints. Got a lot of stuff here. Art books, Will Eisner sketchbook, both Parker Martini editions. Treasury editions here. I love these things. The Conan, Captain America, the Bicentennial Battles. There's a 2001 one that I have here. Let's see what else. Here's some other graphic novels. I'm sure you'll recognize some of these things. There's Jack Kirby. Oh, these are great editions of EC reprints. Love and Rockets. Some oversized books here. Bowmore came out with a collab with Frank Quitely, so these are all of the bottles from that. He did all of the original art for them, along with some All-Star Superman stuff. There's Alex Ross cover painting. All of these books, I think, have drawings in them. Maybe not the Paul Pope one. A lot of different statues here. Different art books. You know, the Art of Invincible or Art of X-Men 97. Got the Frankie Boyle book that he did down there with Frank Quitely. Got a book here called Howard Shaking Conversations that everybody should be on everyone's daily reader. Let's get back to some art books here. Some great art by Howard Chaykin. Here's the frontispiece to Black Hawk #1, along with Black Hawk graphic novel there. Different art books. Jaime Hernandez has a drawing by Jaime in it. George Perez has a drawing by George in it. Almost all of my artist editions, they seem to take up a lot of room. This is a piece I got from Heritage, Giclée by Chuck Jones from the Chuck Jones Gallery, of a serious cell of Chuck Jones painting Bugs Bunny, and then a Giclée of a painting of Bugs Bunny by Chuck Jones. Also, that's the History of the DC Universe poster framed there. Dean Cornwell book. Absolute Wonder Woman, painted by the greatest Frank Quitely. Have some other art books here. We'll get to that in a second. Calvin and Hobbes, Alex Toth, Noel Sickles. Saul Bass drawing books, Jim Lee section, Bloom County section, Marvel Comics section, X-Men section, a lot of X-Men books. Love the X-Men. Kevin Nolan Batman from Heroes Con this year. Michael Golden Batman from many moons ago. One of the first pieces, earlier art collecting pieces I got. Raphael Grumpa Batman statue, and just all kinds of absolute editions. Peanuts library, Dark Knight library, art books, essential books, art of books, comic books. There's a couple of omnibuses in here. I don't always love the printing on those. I like, the older stuff printed on newsprint. There's a Howard Chaykin Blackhawk drawing. There's a Jim Lee Joker up there, and some other Batman and Frank Miller figures and Bruce Timm figures. This is the Otomo library that's coming out in Japan right now. They're all in Japanese. Everybody should get those if you like Otomo. They're super chicken. R. Crumb sketchbooks, all 6 volumes of that. Got to turn the first one around because it's pretty racist. Of absolute editions, here we have a Bono Funko Pop, the Mocktoon Baby. Frank Whiteley painting and ping pong paddles. And then on into the closet. We've got calf closets here, because this is where I just shove everything. So there's more artist editions in there, more absolute editions, some laser discs there at the top, an old poster of Psylocke. We've got original art, boxes, Joe Quesada posters, Brian Hitch poster, more art books, more U2 pops, and then out of the closet, back to the workstation. Thanks, guys.
There you are. Look at that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like,
I assume everybody's closet looks like that.
I can't show you my my closet. I got that standee with Cyclops in there and a bunch of Dueling Dealers costumes hanging in my closet.
Yeah, I've got it's just that's where the portfolios sit, and then you unpack some your art, and there it is. It's like I'm just gonna put on. I mean, it's pretty tame right now. Usually, because you start ordering art and you just have more and more and more cardboard in there, and you're like, well, I might use this cardboard at some point, until you just get rid of it. Or also the artist editions. I mean, those things, like, you can pile those. I've ended up just tossing and recycling all those boxes, because I mean, I don't know.
Well, they're great to ship art in. I can't tell you how many artists, when we're doing a sales show or something, send me art from an artist edition book.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a great box to send, 11 by 7 in at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten at least like 6. 6 out of the last 50 packages have been.
That's what they send it in.
And I save them just like you just said. I put them in, in the closet.
Yeah.
But then when that stack gets a little too large, I thin them out, because I ship
for a while. I was putting them
like,
in the attic. I had them in the attic for a little while. It's just too much. And yes, that intro and outro were AI. I just, it's the best thing about generative.
Right?
It's the best thing about generative AI is, like, you can come up with something and you're like, I want to see a woman riding a giraffe like a horse, and then make it kind of look like a movie from the 1980s. And then what I'll do is, I mean, I know people hate AI.
You have to say samurai sword and
you kind of, what I end up doing is I use like something like Imagine or GPT, and I create a still, and then I start building out the video part of it. I know people hate it because it's like fucking a mother or something. I don't understand, like, why people hate. I did this American flag thing, Bill, of AI, and you would think I murdered somebody's dog. I mean, I was like just having fun with it. It's just a really great, fun tool to
Oh,
play
you shared
around
it, and then everybody gave you
Oh
grief
my
for it?
God. You know, every once in a while somebody would be like, that's really cool. Dave Johnson said something, commented on the Chaikin page and was like, this is garbage and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I mean, just ridiculous. And Howard finally commented on it and he says, I am amused and bemused. And he said, holy shit. And then it got taken down from the page because I don't know why. So, you know, just people have it enrages people. I won't get into it right now, but you know, embrace the future, people. Get over yourselves. It's just a tool. So it's after it's late. It's 9 o'clock.
It's after 10.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
swearing can commence.
That's right. It can it's whatever. So
Yeah,
how you
I
doing,
have not
Bill?
messed around. I'm doing good. You know, I mean, other than the lack of internet today and you know, just whatever. You know, I mean, there's
Yeah.
lots of great stuff going on around here, and you know, I can't. There's never a dull moment. I can say that. Let me take
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
no, everything's really really good actually. I just uh yeah. I mean, I'm you know I can't. Maureen would wish that I'd stop walking in like every 30 minutes and asking her, you know, to do something different for me. You know,
Oh,
like, "All right, you got this almost done, but I want you to change it just this like this and do that."
more
And
stuff for the site and the app.
yeah, well, just yeah, there's different things that we're working on, but you know, it's just yeah. I think she would rather I write a very concise spec and then walk away for a couple days.
All
But
right.
I
Or
always
if,
end up
what
having
we
to
call it is bundling at work.
bundle.
It's just like, stop telling me onesie twosie about the shit you want. Like, give it all to me at once, and then I'll
Right.
work on
Well,
that.
she got me today. She, you know, we were working on this one thing, and then she says, "Well, you know, I store data like this," and I'm like, and my mind was blown. I was like, "Are you serious? You do it that way? We could have done it." I'm like, that just gave me 12 different ways we could do it. Now that I know you're doing that, but anyway, yeah, it's all fun though. You know, we're the girls are
Communication
home.
is key. I
You
was
know
hoping
that.
Jason would stay on. You know, I made art for you and Kasra, and I have this one for Jason
Oh,
and
let me go
Wolverine.
full screen here.
These were my sketch cards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm saving that for Jason. I'll give it to him at OA.
Oh,
About Guillermo del Toro. This is the book. We went to am I backwards or is it backwards for you
no,
too?
no, it's right for us.
Okay, good. A few years ago at LACMA, they had an exhibition in LA of when we were out there of a lot of the different stuff from Guillermo del Toro. So you can go and find this book, and it has a lot of the stuff that he was showing, and it's, you know, stuff from his art books and different things that he had. So I'm sure some of this stuff will be in that auction. But anyway, it's a really great book if people are into that sort of thing. And while I'm full screen here, I will show.
Oh, what do you got?
We're doing you know, reveals. This was my big heritage purchase, which was the frontispiece for Black Hawk #1. It came in a frame, which is kind of nice. But Howard Chaikin, I'm really proud of this piece. I way overpaid for it, but I have no bones about that. But you know, I was so happy to get it. It was a lot of fun. You know, that day, Chris and Patrick and Doug and I stayed on, and I've actually got a companion piece that I just got in the mail. So this will be an unboxing of this. Was the Black Hawk promotional stuff.
Oh, cool.
Found that on eBay to go next to it. So kind of.
So you'll be able to, you know, post it to your CAF gallery and show the many ways that the artwork was used.
It was used many different ways. It was that was on all of the promotional stuff more than the cover of #1 was, because the covers were painted, but that was like this really nice graphic piece. There's actually another one coming up in the next heritage auction, I think. So they had the one from 3 a while back, and then this one is the one from 1, and then I want to say the one from 2 is coming up, but I may have those transposed. But I know this one's from 1, and this is the one that I wanted, and just really happy. Can I show a couple other pieces of art?
Sure, I wanted to highlight a comment that I missed when it went up there, where Mikhail said that he's got the art for that Brian Hitch
What?
post in your closet, and he didn't
Awesome.
realize it had been published until he saw
There
that
you
on the
go.
wall.
You just got to go in my closet, baby.
You never know what you find in there.
Never know what you'll find in there. A couple other things I've gotten recently. I posted this to Calf recently. I'm really proud of this piece.
Yeah, you got a lot of comments on that piece.
So this was Kevin Nolan's cover for I want to say it's called Powerline or something like that. It's funny. I found the comic. I was at a comic sale last weekend and I found the comic and I was like, oh yeah, I'm picking that up. And I saw a guy thumbing through and then he was pointing out all the other issues of Powerline as he was going through the boxes. I was like, I don't want any other issues of this comic, but it's just such a great cover. I mean, Kevin did such an amazing job. And I mean, it's so early. There's two others out there. I haven't seen them maybe. But there's one
They're not on Caffey.
I don't know. I'd have to dig around a little bit, but there's one for Dr. Zero and there's one for St. George. So he did all the three. I got a couple more, Mikhail. This was from Heroes. This was kind of Jared Cullum did a great painting of Superman for the auction, and I don't know if you saw it, but it was like this, kind of Superman was cutting his rep about it, and he was like, yeah, sometimes the auctions go wild, but we can do one of those for you if you want. And so I commissioned Jared Cullum to do one of Superman and Lois. So it's just a nice Superman and Lois painting, and it's got this real nice warm colored background with a cool city. Just really, really beautiful piece that he did there, and super affordable for a.
That's beautiful. I don't remember the piece during the auction though.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I saw it.
It had crypto, and it was the mountains in the background, and he was out there cutting wood or something like that. And then I've just got one last one to show you, because this one, I haven't posted this one yet either, because I thought I had my She-Hulk piece, and then this one came up, and I think that the first 8 issues that Byrne did of She-Hulk are some of the best She-Hulk that he ever did. He came back to it after he went and did Superman for a little while, which those are good too, but those first 8 issues were it. And this came up on Heritage recently, and it's got She-Hulk in every panel, and then it's really got this great little bit here that it's the distracted boyfriend meme right here. You remember that meme? So it just kind of has this extra little bonus of the distracted boyfriend meme years before that became a thing. So anyway, great She-Hulk.
Those are you love Byrne's work on She-Hulk, right? I mean, who doesn't? But yeah, that's a gorgeous page.
So this page is my official hiatus from collecting comic art for a little while, because between Como, Heroes, Heritage Auctions, it's just.
There's this show called OAX in 6 months too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's next year, Bill. that's my goal. Is next year is the get back into it. But right now,
I get it.
I'm at a good place. I got a beautiful Quietly painting, which I haven't put up yet on CAF either. And
it looks, you have 2 Quietly paintings, right? Because there's that one behind you, and then there was one right by the closet door, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's a Superman painting. That one's up on CAF.
Yep.
That was one I got on. Actually, you know what? I think that one was more expensive than that one, to be honest with you. But but this one I got from Vin directly, and it kind of was maybe up in the air to be a cover, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But it's gorgeous, and I'll put it up on CAF soon. He really outdid himself. It's just this wonderful Wonder Woman, and I always loved that Wonder Woman cover he did before, and I like the design for the new Absolute Wonder Woman, and so I kind of had him combine those two things. And it's just, he's incredible. I mean, he's the greatest. But your channel this week has been
Yes.
incredible. And you were just talking about it a second ago. The Sarah Jane, right? Sarah Jane, is that her name? The lady that was on Monday. And I mean, I watched these this week because I've been doing some animating over here. Like her interview, the Phil Hester interview. I watched the Robert Kirkman thing today. The Phil Hester, Chris texted me the other day and he's like, watch that, because sometimes I'll watch them, sometimes I won't. I'll be honest with you, the Tuesday night things. Sometimes, you know, it just depends on where my interest
We do
is.
a lot of collector interviews, right?
Yeah.
On Tuesdays. It was great having Phil on there because I mean it was a collector interview, but you're talking to an artist and they just have a totally different perspective on their art, you know, the art they're collecting, and then just to be able to throw anecdotal stories in throughout it, playing pool with Bernie Wrightson. I mean, stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were done, I just told him how thankful I was that we had the time to talk tonight. And I mentioned that story in particular. I'm like, you know, I love hearing that stuff, and so do
Yeah.
all collectors. I mean, that's why we love the you know, love collecting
We
art.
should do the picks one night. I mean, he'd be so good at it, you know, between now and OAX.
Well, he was very eloquent, and I told him after the show too that you know, I'd love to have him back on. You know, same thing with Hillary Barta, that he was great when we did the interview in Art Sale with him too. Both, you know, and it's kind of funny.
I was out of town that weekend. I'll have to go back and watch that one.
You should. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hillary was good, and you figure all those guys came up kind of in that same era. Kevin
Mhm.
Nolan as well with those guys. I mean, different areas of the country, but same time frame,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
yeah. But I'm glad you well, yeah, I've had a good time this week. You know,
Yeah, it's been just really great. I mean, Dueling Dealers, those guys, they don't know what price to sell is. I don't think, they know. They have absolutely clueless. But
there you go. Marcus says Phil carried the show. Thank you, Marcus. Always the vote of confidence that I need to have. Yeah, no, I know. They both had good stuff, but it's like, yeah, you know, right now, you know, everybody's a little hesitant on some stuff. I mean, the auctions are still taking people's money, but I think just where things are at for most people right now, you know, you're buying or you're not. I mean, but you think twice, right? And if it ain't the right price, yeah, you're walking.
No, there's a lot of outlets now. There's a lot of outlets. We're all kind of familiar with them, and you know, yeah, you're right. Anyway, I won't go on to it about it too much, but they're not priced to sell at all.
That's right. Well, we've got Matt Tulio on next week. He'll have, you know,
Matt's good about prices generally.
Yeah, and he has very different, you know, types of artwork, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but you know, typically he brings a lot of modern artists, stuff that he's picked up, you know, different shows or whatnot. I mean, I'm sure he'll have.
Sold me my Alex Ross painting for a very good price, so I was very happy with that.
That's right, exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then of course you saw I've got Barucci coming on later in September, so hopefully he'll bring some stuff.
Always willing to wheel and deal. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know how good those shows were this week. And the one with Robert Kirkman and David Finch was really good. I watched that today as well. So all have been really great interviews, and keep up the good work, man.
Really no, everybody.
And then you have me on tonight, which is highlight of it.
Well, we get to end the week with Kevin Nolan, so you know, after you, there'll be another high point.
That Kevin Nolan, that's the one I got from Heroes right back there. So that's
right. I mean, I'm sitting next to that stack of you know, Last Days of Lex Luthor artwork, and it's awesome to see. You know, I can see why Kevin, you know, especially when it's oversized, the size the stuff is at, I could tell why Kevin really, you know, he had to put a lot of work into it, and he loved it so much he wanted to keep like 20-25 pages from it, you know, from his share, because he's just like, they're just too good. You know, I put too much into it, and I love Mark's story, and Brian's pencils were awesome, and you know, and he's like, and I never kept enough of my stuff.
I have a request that you get, even if you can't get Brian Hitch and Kevin Nolan together to do OAX, get them together to do kind of like you did with Sienkiewicz and Cowan, which, by the way, if nobody has gotten Cowan's art book that just came out, fan-fucking-tastic. It is outstanding. Oh, yeah. It's around here somewhere. It's really great. It came in the mail. I mean, it's got great interviews. It's got kind of those lay flat pages, which are really good. I mean, it's a great book. But you did those things with like Cowan and Sienkiewicz, where they would do the, you know, I think he did one for Eric, and do that with Hitch and Nolan. I mean, those guys together, I mean, are just so good together.
No, hey, as you might imagine, that, you know, that thought probably has crossed our minds, and it would be cool because I know both of them, they've actually never met one another. So I've got, so I've had those conversations with them.
Yeah.
That they've never met.
How
They've
about
worked
that?
together numerous times.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said,
Yeah,
how about that they've never met? That's amazing.
isn't that weird? But
Yeah.
with him in the UK and Kevin over here, and as often as they have worked together, I know. No, it'd be awesome to have them side by side one day. Yeah,
Well,
of
I
course.
think that,
And
and I think that
because we
Nolan
think about, we
influenced.
think like you throughout all, we're collectors too. So we start
Yeah.
thinking about what's the experience that that I'd like to have,
Yeah.
and always putting a penciler with an inker that's worked with them a lot beside them is a cool idea. And yeah, trust me, we're always percolating ideas, and if you get this guest who complements them really well. So yeah, we put a lot of thought into this stuff, but absolutely, Brian would be. I tried to get Brian to come on the show, but he's busy on Saturday, or I would have had all three creators. I could have just sat back and shut up for 30 minutes and let them do all the talking.
It's a good book. It's a good book. I actually bought it from Mark Wade. He was in Nashville not too long ago, so I picked it up from him. And when I had it at Heroes, Nolan was like, "Hey, where'd you get this? This hasn't come out yet." And I was like, "Yeah, I got it from Mark Wade in Nashville." So, but I guess it's come out now. A really good book. It's a really good
I
book.
finally got. I didn't get to read it at Heroes.
Superman fans are having a hell of a summer.
They are.
A lot of good Superman stuff out there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I know. They. I'm not a. I'm not a DC fan yet, but the Superman movie was good. That book was great. I mean, DC fans have a lot to look forward to. But what Jason D'Ambrosi says, whatever happened to those Hitch X Factor pages, Bill? Jason, I got a stack of X Factor pages. What do you want? Oh, no, he did. We could talk after the show. Yeah, but the X Factor pages with the first book that he worked on with Paul Neary, I think 118 or something like that. I think we have like a dozen pages from that book. So anyway, sorry, diverging. I had to talk about X-Men just for a second. No more Superman, but thank you for the Cribs video, and I knew that had to be AI. Those prompts were fun, but I was
you didn't
really
think
curious.
I just went out and shot some lady riding a giraffe with a sword?
Well, I was more curious about the prompts. Samurai sword, and I thought in the opening sequence the giraffe kind of had a tiara on, and then in the second sequence it didn't.
Yes, well, it has a saddle. There is a saddle on the.
I did not see the saddle. It was remarkable that she was riding that because.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate.
Sometimes something will cross my mind, and I'll just make it. So you can do anything. I mean, anything. Right. You should see. I've done some amazing, like Howard Chaykin, Shadow, Black Hawk stuff. I'll send it to you. I don't put it out there anymore because everybody thinks I'm, I'll be burned at the stake by them for that, whatever. But I love it. I think it's more fun than I've ever had. So really fun to create.
No, keep them coming. Everybody, we like your videos. You did that dancing Galactus Mannix image. That was fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I created and animated those. I would much rather make them with AI because it was so much faster. But
right.
People don't dig it. Not right now. There's just a lot of backlash against it in general.
Yeah, don't do what Marcus is saying about having me ride a bear. That is not something I want to see, and I don't want that out there.
I could do it, Marcus. I mean, it'd be awesome.
And have Bill dance with a giant toenail.
I could have the bear as the ringmaster and Bill, multiple Bills.
Right, I could be on top of a big ball, right? Yeah. That I'm trying to.
You can do anything. I mean, anything, literally. Like it's.
Amazing. I don't. Yeah, no.
But it's not just prompting. You have to like kind of design it a little bit. You have to kind of tweak. I mean, I'm not saying that it's rocket science or anything, but you kind of create the image, and then from the image you can create the video.
Well, at least there's a little bit of creative input.
No, there's always creative input. I mean, that's
a lot of it. Isn't a lot of it prompts only? I mean, at least maybe for the static images, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're doing prompts, but you have to be creative with your prompts, and then you change it, and then you illustrate. I do drawings. I take drawings and put them in there all the time. Like I'm like, do it like this, and then it makes it better. So,
I just don't. Yeah, the advice
Have
that we're
Bill
getting.
riding the bear eating a toenail while the bear eats a stingray.
The thing is, it could be done, but it shall not be done. Jeez. Oh man. Well, why don't we? What do we can look at my
Yeah,
heritage picks and some
let's do it.
EXP stuff, and then we can get on to our
I haven't
picks
looked
and
at any of
things.
the
But
heritage stuff from this week, so
it's a good week.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of pieces I could have picked, and I just skipped over to do the ones that I selected because I, you know, because hey, it's my choice here when I do these. So first up, Kamolo. Kazra and I love Giorgio Kamolo's work as many people on CAF do. And I thought this was cool. I think typically when you commission Kamolo, he will send you the pencil prelim that he does for it too.
Oh, okay.
So I would assume whoever is consigning this commissioned Kamolo directly. Yeah, I mean, so it's always nice to see both pieces. I mean, come on, Doom stepping on the Red Skull who's trying to get the Cosmic Cube, and some
All
Kirby
that great
machinery in the background.
technology in the background.
Yeah.
Looks like people would say Kirby, but I say George Perez. Really, looks like
Yeah,
Perez.
you could say it's a little. I know that Kamolo talks about Kirby a lot. He definitely has an affinity for that.
It's cool.
Did you see Eric Wenger say, "Do a video of Tyler giving me the
I can do that. I can.
Now that would be funny. Moments in comic art history that never happened.
I
Handing
did have
that
Tyler
over.
nursing baby Joey. That's a insider joke with the anyway. I won't even go into it, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that
I know
that
you. There's a lot
was
of
on our
inside
text
jokes
thread.
out there.
What's that?
I said there are a lot of inside jokes out there for as part of Tyler's crew. I know that. Haven't happened yet, Bill. All right, Eric. And Jack. Yeah, Kirby's birthday next Thursday, right? But anyways, I thought this was cool. I love Kamolo's stuff, and I always will. Then this was kind of cool. Dan Hip, Crushing Lobo #1 variant cover. I like Dan's stuff, and I thought this was just the pencil work on here is so nice. It's tight.
Is this
Cross-hatching
another
is
one
really
where the
well done.
pencils and color comes, or is that digitally painted?
I think that's like I think
Right.
that's something printed where Hip just did the remark on it.
Okay.
I did not closely read the description on it, but I mean the shading on this is awesome.
That's awesome.
I mean it's really really good.
Yeah.
So couldn't and I
all the
don't think
different
we picked a lot
styles
of
that
Hip
you get
stuff.
in comics now. Like you get like that's a Lobo thing, and it's this a different like all of these different styles. It used to be like it would just be like some kind of indie thing. This isn't anything indie. This is from a DC Comics cover apparently. I mean that's wild. Very cool.
Yeah. Then a David Lloyd piece, a 2000 AD Slain story page. Just David Lloyd stuff doesn't come up too often. He's an interesting guy. I know he did. He had that his own like kind of publishing company thing that he was doing online. I mean, he's still. I think that's still going. Aces. Somebody in the chat will know. I know Aces is in the name of the company, but I always like David's stuff, and his pieces don't come up too often. And I just thought, hey, since it's a rare piece to see, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I ran across a comic he did the other day. He did some of the pages from the Time Bandits. Do you remember Time Bandits?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah.
Pages from Time Bandits, the Marvel adaptation of it. So it was kind of neat to see his work in there. It's very recognizable from V for Vendetta, of course.
Agreed. Yeah, I got to reach out. I haven't emailed with him since before the pandemic. Should see how he's doing. Maybe I can get him on the channel.
Yeah,
that would be fun. See, another creator interview, right? Let's see. Get some more of that here. Stingray loves Time Bandits. Why did I know that? I knew there would be no way that you did not love Time Bandits. This next artist no one's going to know, but I've seen a lot of their work around just because of going to IX and Infected by Art. This is Philippe Berberan, and he's very good friends with another artist that whose work I like a lot, Milivoje Saran, and they have their styles are somewhat similar, but at least really more in their color palettes. Milivoje is more, he's grittier, and you can see Philippe, his work is just or Philip, I can't tell you which it is, even though I have met him. It's just so light and delicate and stuff. So he's just and you know, and they're both like from the Ukraine. So
Mm.
the few times I've gotten to see them at IX, I mean, it's good to tip a beer back with them and talk to them about art. They have a great time together, and Stingray knows Berberan. Good, yeah. But at any rate, I love his work, and this is like the first time. There's a few pieces of his on calf, but I've never seen anything up at auction before. So
Mm.
I thought, hey, I'm showing it
Yeah.
off for everybody.
No, it's really cool. And they've had it. You said that they were adding some of these type pieces to.
This was in the if you filter the Wednesday auction, this was in the illustration side of it.
Mhm.
And I finally started, after I keep forgetting to do that, and so this time around, I looked at the comic art first, and then changed the filter to just look at the 15 illustration pieces that were in there, and then
Yeah.
boom, I saw that. So
Yeah. They kind of come after the comic stuff, I think, towards the end.
Is that how, I didn't know the ordering on that,
Yeah.
but because well, that makes sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
good piece, and an artist that I would imagine most of you aren't familiar with.
Hmm.
Then David Peterson. Everybody's familiar with David Peterson. There's actually a couple of these smaller. This is like a spot illustration. I don't think it was. I think it's more of it's done as a commission, a mouse guard piece. And there's at least one other one in there. They're both awesome. I could have picked either one, but this one was fun. It had a remark on the mat, so whoever owned it brought it back to him and had him do a little remark on the mat as well. But yeah,
It's so cool, that hatching on the background, and then with the leaves in the silhouette, and then the mouse cooking its nut there. That's great.
it definitely is. It looks like a woodcut, says Eric Wenger. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
One of the is
Very nice.
Then Wayshak, the man that we all love. This is from Scumbag 9.
Yeah.
And and I mean, there's published stuff out there from John, but you don't see it pop up for sale too often. I think and typically you're going to pick it up from him at a show or whatnot. So if you like cats and you like bars, then you like shit, then this is the page for you.
Yeah.
Right? I love John's stuff, and this is fun. I mean,
that's great,
isn't it? I mean, we're gonna see that piece from Jeff Singh's calf gallery that you picked as one of your calf picks, the Paul Pope, and there's there's a similar energy kind of vibe going through there, but so distinctly different styles, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was actually kind of I saw your picks first before I was looking at the heritage stuff, and that I immediately thought of that piece because there's just, I mean, there's a similarity there.
Yeah, just they attack the page with such energy.
Mm-hmm.
Really great. Yeah.
There you go. Stingray just picked up a piece. Number one Marvel fan said, "OX artist alert." Thank you. I really got to make a little like 3-second alert, something or other, like special on aisle 6 kind of thing.
Right. And I love on this one that fourth panel down where he kind of goes and does the kind of bird's eye view or whatever you call that. Mm-hmm. I think there's some interesting stuff happening in this room as well, but it's kind of cool that the establishing shots towards the bottom of the page.
Right.
So very cool.
Then Trevor Von Eden. Don't see too much from Trevor on Heritage or not too often anyway. This is from a Batman Joker's Apprentice book. I've always liked his style. Just really, it's very angular. This is inked by Rubenstein, so he's staying pretty true to Trevor's pencils, I'm sure, like he does with most people inks. And I just thought it was a fun page. Layout's nice, but you get that great shot of Batman in the first I don't know, Anthony would say it's a 45% splash, right?
Splash, right? Giant. Yes, but it kind of looks influenced by the Batman movie, like kind of maybe it came out sometime during that time. I don't know when it came from, but John Suntress posted the other day a documentary. It's like a 20-minute short on comics, and one of Trevor Von Eden was like this young kid that was in the DC, like what was he doing
On John's YouTube channel?
Yeah, on his YouTube channel, he posted it's like, I mean, it's from like the 1970s. It was something on PBS or
Right.
something.
So he didn't make it. He just found it and put
No,
it.
yeah, I think he
Okay.
just put it up there.
I
Which
love
is
seeing stuff like
And
that.
it's like there's part of it's at the DC offices and part of it's at the Marvel offices. And at the DC offices, Trevor Von Eden's there, and he's super young, so pretty neat.
Okay. Well, John's YouTube channel is Word Balloon, for those who weren't familiar. You want to look it up?
So this is from 99 is what that says. That's wild. It looks like it's from 89 or 90.
Yeah. That's a good page. Very good page. Could not pass that one up. And then Evan Chainer, Adventures of Superman page. I mean, I don't know. I know you and Chris have a thing for Chainer stuff. Before I even zoom in, I like the layout of the piece. It's clearly split in half, 4 panels top, 2 panels on the bottom. But the contrast between the way both of those top 4 and the bottom 2 are inked, just I mean, I'm attracted to this page as a collector, like just from the get-go, because I'm intrigued by the overall piece just immediately when I saw the thumbnail, and then then going in to just take a look at it closer, it's even better. I just
wonder if it's 2 separate stories going alongside each other because of that. I just see this giant gutter in between the.
I know. That thought crossed my mind, but I know nothing about it. This is from Adventures of Superman 15, page 4. But yeah, isn't that awesome?
It's really good. I've got a really good Superman Doc Shaner, so but this is beautiful. I love the hand lettered text there in the middle as well.
That is super, man. All right, there we have it. Then 2 more pieces here. This Alex Nino, I don't know anything about it. Space Clusters from DC graphic novel number 7. You got me, but I just it's back to page layout. I thought this thing was incredible, and then zooming in, I have no idea what's going on here, but Nino with their like a blacklight poster almost, from the 70s. This is a piece from 1986. Lots of spaceships.
DC was doing a lot of graphic novels back then. They were taking some chances, and that's the same time Jose Luis Garcia Lopez did that one called Star Raiders. That was the precursor to Atari for us.
Right.
Some cool stuff. That's beautiful. I've never been a big sci-fi guy, but I love how it looks.
Yeah, it's a good page. And there's a Garcia Lopez Superman pencil commission in here that was really nice. I almost picked it, and then I figured, I can't pick everything.
Yeah, that's right. I can't.
But because I had to end it with just a goofy page here. This Don Perlin from Spidey Super Stories. I think it's the title page, right? Maybe. That's
cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
do you remember those? Did you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, this made me laugh. I mean, his boxing.
That's not one of the Hernandez brothers, because it looks like it would be, doesn't it?
It does have that feel, doesn't it? I know I read the description. I can't remember who the character is, but the boxing gloves makes his hands look too small. It looks, at any rate, it just made me smile, because I read these books too.
Yeah.
Eric, he's a Spider-Man fan. He knows a fun Spidey page when he sees one.
Here you go, Eric. This is your next purchase.
I don't know about that, but the other guy's running on a treadmill in the back.
Well, it's tough. Like, I mean, you think you got all these different Spider-Man people. This is super unique. I mean, it's I guess that's sort of Romita Spider-Man or something, or maybe I don't even know if it's from the TV Spider-Man, but
78. That's when it was done.
Really love it.
But yeah, it's a 310 already. So I mean, this is day 1 for the auction, so it's
all the guys our age, they all remember and nobody knows who you are.
Right, exactly. Michael says Little Richard the detective on a treadmill. I don't know, it does kind of look like Little Richard with his Converse on, I guess. More like a Kirby Spidey. Yeah, okay. Donald Trump. My goodness, man, the chat tonight. But yes, lots of good stuff. Actually, I put a bunch of artist names and titles to memory back when I did this earlier today, and I've already forgotten them. But it's worth checking out the heritage stuff this week, definitely.
Yeah, I'll go.
Good.
I'll go
That. So now we get to show the EXP video, right? Nick Ferrucci, his name has been mentioned a few times tonight, but he has his own show tomorrow at 7:00.
Show me what you got, Nick.
Yeah, what is he bringing to the show?
John Romita Jr., man, I love that stuff. What's he got?
Maybe some Ron Garney. We'll find out.
Everybody, this Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m.
22nd.
Everybody, this Friday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Sorry. The Original Art Experience will have lots of original art. But before I get into it, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up wherever you are seeing this promo, and share. Sharing is caring. Now, most art on this show, if I remember correctly, is going to be $500 or less. And there will be maybe pages under $100. You never know. Actually, when I say that, you kind of do know. But we want to get new collectors into the hobby, so we're going to do it. So, here's what we got. We got Justice League of America, a little bit of Keith Giffen, and I think Chris Sprouse action. The Evil Eye lives again. Then we have Dennis Cowan and Bill Sienkiewicz, Green Arrow. Then we have Superman Annual by Tom Grimberg. This kind of reminds me, we were talking about this on Ruben's stream the other night, when Grimberg was doing a little bit of Neil Adams. It feels a little bit like Jerry Bingham, where Jerry Bingham was influenced by Neil Adams. Birds of Prey by the late, great Butch Guice. My Only Animaniacs page. Mr. Director, I presume. I can't believe I'm putting this up. It's the only one. Mighty Avengers by the great Greg Land. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man 647 by the unbelievable pair of Graham Nolan and Mark Pennington. Then we have a little bit of craziness with Eddie from Iron Maiden. This is a Tim Seeley cover. We also have this Mark Bagley, Andrew Hennessy Hulk. We also have this Hulk's 616, page 16. And if you play poker, that 6 is full of aces, in my opinion. Then we have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was asked for some turtles. I'm bringing some turtles. Then I've got this page. I actually only want to put this page back on the air because I love doing this undramatic reading. Also, it's from issue 222. So that's Trip 2's in poker. So Sal Buscema, Bill Sienkiewicz. Then we have another Hulk right here. We got Hulk 616. Man, we got some 616s going here. Page 21. And then this beautiful, gorgeous Ron Friends page. It's just out of this world. So, this Friday, August 22nd. Oh, yeah. And I've got these Mark Bagley cover-ups. So, I didn't get to put them on the air last week. We'll get them on the air this week. So this Friday, August 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I look forward to seeing you then. Everybody, have a great one.
There you go.
Nick, oh, hey, I've got one. Here's this, the Dennis Cowan book. Everybody should look for that. That's the Art of Dennis Cowan, if you like it. Nice. Really great book. Great interviews in here. A nice introduction by Howard Chaykin. And then one other one I got recently, which is this, the X-Men art of Andy Kubert. It's a great book. And then this one came with some fun stuff. It's got a Magneto with it. So drawing of Magneto.
Oh, was that the Kickstarter from?
Yeah, it was like, this was the original art tier. So I think he did 25 of them. So I got Magneto.
That came out good. Well, we had him on. We had Andy on for that kind of promo piece. Where
it's a really kind of like a neat book. It's not exactly an OA, an artist edition, but it's a lot of original art in here. So It's all black and it's all printed in black and white, and it's printed very nicely, but you don't really see the pencil lines or the blue lines or anything underneath it. But it's really nice printing. Really good book. So very nice stuff.
Cool.
Anyway.
Glad you got the sketch option.
Yeah. Why not, right? That's how they get you.
Oh yeah.
Just did another one, Mike Del Mundo. The hard thing about these Kickstarters is, like, you know, you kind of want to go for that tier where you get an original. I mean, especially if you're an original art collector or whatever.
Mhm.
If you don't want to pay, I mean, it's hard. Like where you're paying full price for the book. A lot of times you can get it aftermarket at 60, 75%, you know, like 25% off or 30% off through a discount seller. It's like
Yeah.
there was a book there's one with Sean Gordon Mel for Tokyo Ghost, but you can get it through organic price books or whatever they're calling themselves now for like a lower price. I was like, well, I'm not going to kickstart it. I'll do it through this, you know? So you don't want to pay, but if they had an original art tier, I would have gone for that. There's another one, the nice one from Mike Del Mundo that's out right now that I got on the original art tier of that one. And then there's a Mike Allred that should be coming any day now. And it's got there was an original art tier for that as well.
So we have to have you back on so we can see those, right?
I mean, you guys you don't have to have me back on, but yeah, I'll show
No,
up.
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, well, I love Mike Allred. You know that.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll show it off. I'll show it off when I get it. So it's very cool stuff.
All right. Well, let's get on with the CAF update. Then we can
Sure.
do the picks and all that fun stuff. So what do we got here? The week of August 11th through the 17th. It's like a Groundhog Day for dealers. They had 340,000 the week prior to this. They had 342,000 this last week. With what did we got? Ramita Man 132K. Anthony sold 90 with 101 sales. That man is the king of smalls. You know, Berkey sells 17 pieces to get to 133, and Anthony sells 101 pieces to get to 90. But and then Will Gabrielle, he's the king of batting averages here. He sold 2 pieces for $72,000.
Wow.
And then Albert Moy, 10 sales, 21,000. And then Comic-Con Art, let's see, 48 sales, just over $17,000 for Court Jabot, who runs Comic-Con Art. All right, top 6 sales from dealers. I know I got my little video queued up here. So I was kind of guessing Will would have been number 1 here, and he is. So the first piece is a Fantastic Four splash from issue 70. Nice title page there. 1968, a very good year. Kirby Sinnott. This one went for the asking price of $70,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. Then we got Berkey selling this one. It's a McFarlane Incredible Hulk 342 page with the leader watching. Okay, yeah.
Is that a stat?
No, I don't think it is. But he's on camera. You know, there's always like a stigma when the characters are on a camera, isn't it? In some weird way. But then we have what do we got? Buscema Sinnott FF 111 page, title page, went for 20 grand from Berkey. And then Berkey again. Look at it, bikini clad Mary Jane, and yeah, exactly, 50th anniversary of Archie pinup from '91. John Romita Sr. And this is a good one. Burnin' Al Gordon. This is from FF 274. Really very memorable. I'm sure you.
I remember. No, I remember it well.
Oh man! And then what was this? This is sold by Mike. Art Adams, long shot, #1 cover proposal.
15 grand for this pencil piece.
That's what it says. 15 was the asking price.
Seems like a lot.
Could have been trade. You know how those things go, Chuck.
I know. That seems like a lot. That Byrne issue, I always like Al Gordon. He kind of inked him real light on that issue, which I didn't always love. I'm not going to compare it to the piece because it's John Byrne. It's, it starts up here, but he.
I know. Well, you got that. You had that Byrne, She-Hulk page. I know. We know you're a fan.
Oh, I'm a fan. I could talk about John Byrne all day. As a matter of fact, he's got a book coming out. I think he wants to come to OAX to sell his book. I think
maybe we should
Jason D'Ambrosio and I will bring him in, carry him in on a throne if he wants. We'll just, I'll do it shirtless and just back,
I don't know if John would appreciate that.
walk him
But-
into the show, set him down, and he can sign our books, and we'll worship at his feet.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of folks would. I mean, John Burns, the man. I've never gotten to talk to
read
them.
that book. Elsewhere is fantastic. It's really good. So it kind of starts with this book right here, with this Phoenix, the Untold Story, and it kind of goes from this. So if this was what the story was, it goes forward, and he does 30 or 40 issues of it, and he's kind of rewriting some of it, so it wraps up really well. He and this guy Paul Willis are doing the inking. They're going to come out. I don't know how many issues are going to be in each hardcover, but they'll come out yearly for like the next 3 years, I think. So
very nice.
That's plenty of time to get him.
I understand.
To Florida.
We'll do our best. We'll do our
right.
best. Which it's never you can every con can ask him.
Yeah.
It's just when's the last show you went to? I think it's over 10 years ago. It was in, or maybe not.
It was
10.
in Boston, I think, or it was that.
It was New York Comic Con. I thought it was
Shatner.
Oh, it might have been something like that. But I remember the last time I saw him was just from afar at a booth at New York Comic Con, and I forget for what. But I always thought that was the last one that like he swore off of going to shows after that one for whatever reason. Something happened. But hey, we can all think positively.
It's not gonna happen. But that's
all right.
Well, the show, I went and saw him at a panel, and then he was just talking about how much he just and his Superman, I just love it so much. And he's like, "Yeah, I wish I never would have done that book." And you're just kind of like, "All right, man, whatever." Like he's the character.
He's not Bernie. He can do what he wants.
Yep, he does what he wants. He can.
All right. Let me finish this. Recap stuff up. We got auctions about the same, 294 the week before, 304 this period. And what was it? eBay was only 97,000, and of that, and Heritage was about 207,000 of that. So we can see the top three from both auction houses here. And this one's such a terrible image here of this first one from over at eBay. This is Ross Andrew and a Mike Esposito inked page from Amazing Spider-Man 147. But yeah, it was like leaning on its side, blurry, and I can't imagine somebody making the choice to buy it, but just went for $3,390. And a Brian Bolland Judge Dredd cover layout went for $2,800. That's about average, I'd say. Very nice piece though. And then Fernando Fernandez, never heard of him. This is a Thundercats Escape to Third Earth set of illustrations, went for $2,400.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot of Thundercats fans out there. Then, boy, oh boy, this Sal Buscema Joe Sinnott ROM page from issue 31 went for $7,500. I've got a much better page from issue 32. But yeah, that's an aberration there, but a good strong price. Then you have a Hank Porter Girl Scouts illustration, went for $7,200. You got some of the
Walt Disney
Duck Crew, right? Exactly. And then the Gene Cole and Dick Giordano Night Force #1 cover went for $6,875. And it's not the best illustration in the world, but like I was telling Broder when we had him on the show, because he's a big fan of Gene Cole, and I'm like, it was a #1 issue. I bought it off this racks when it came out.
They promoted the hell out of it. It was in every book. Night Force.
Exactly. I mean, I don't even really remember reading it, but I remember buying it. So I'm glad it made the top three. But that ROM piece, I thought those pages are in that like the $3,000 range at the high end and $2,000 in the low end. $7,500. I mean, I know that's an early Rogue
in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an early Rogue appearance, but she wasn't in every panel or anything. And hey, anyway, good for those of us who have a page from that run.
You never know. You never know what's going to hit.
Nope. I know you
really don't. Really don't. That's what.
All right. Well, let's dive into our picks here. I haven't
Let's
been paying
do it.
attention in the chat, but look, number one Marvel fans commenting on it. He's like, I bid on it, but damn, on the ROM, because we know that Tom does like the ROM Sal Buscema run. Yeah, and it pissed him off. Hey, it is what it is, man. There'll be another page. There always is. There's plenty of ROM pages out there.
Always another.
Yeah, I'm happy with the one. I'd love to get a Steve Ditko ROM page. I know. I think he did 2 books. I wouldn't mind getting one page.
I feel like I've seen a few of them on Heritage before, or at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, and they don't go for super high. I mean, I guess either that or what would I want from Ditko that I could afford?
Speedball.
Speedball. Well, that would be good. Or
Mr. A. I mean, he did Spider-Man, so you could.
He did like a couple issues of Indiana Jones. I remember that. That might be kind of fun too.
It's so awkward. The work. I mean, there is actually some John Byrne inked Steve Ditko penciled pages
from Indiana Jones.
No, I think it's from an Avengers annual.
Okay, because
they're out there. So probably if I got something, I'd want something like that. I thought it was so cool the other day when I was watching the thing with on replay with what's his name was talking about Tony Salmons. Nobody ever talks about Tony Salmons.
That's true, yeah.
He's great.
I looked. Hester has like 20 pieces by Salmons in his calf gallery. He was serious. He wasn't joking when he said how much he appreciates them. And Bill Reinhold was in the chat. He said that he loves Salmon's work too. And
because it's so out there. It's the same as Kyle Baker. He has this like it's like somebody put a dent in his brain or something and how he thinks. Like it's just different, and it's beautiful. Oh, that's it. Is that what it was? Byrne inked Ditko and ROM. So there you go.
There you go. I wouldn't mind. I had no idea, but yeah, I'd love to get a Ditko Byrne ROM page. Would be pretty cool.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
We'll hook up on it. We'll we won't bid against
right, exactly. Yeah, and then what Caesar says there was a Captain Atom burning Ditko there too. See that would be cool. That would be very cool. A Captain. I mean, I can't even
is
remember
that from that period when Byrne was at Charlton? Is that right? Wow.
I mean, that would have been
who knows if those even exist anymore. Jeez.
Sorry, I had a very strange.
Is it a bear?
In my office. Yeah, the door's closed, but it just sounded like something was rummaging around in the corner of my office. I'm gonna keep my feet off the floor right now because I'm not wearing some shoes. There could be a snake or something worse in here. Not a gator though.
All right, you need a break? Do I need to vamp for a second?
We'll find out. That was weird. That was really okay. It's still making noises over there. That's peculiar. All right.
As long as it's not chewing on the art, like that's the important part.
That's right. There's no art over there.
I looked down the other day and my dog is chewing on my 300 book. I'm like, man, come on, just what are you doing?
Yeah, I might want to. All right. Anyway, but now I'm totally off where I was.
Well, let's look at some art.
Yeah, let's look at.
I will try to get through these, without going on too long. I did make a couple of notes here, and we will.
All right, let me see now. See, we're going right over to something we were just looking at in your workspace, a John Byrne She-Hulk page, and whose collection is this in? Razorback fan. I mean, we think of him as a
Razorback's in this page, and Zax or whatever that guy's name is. So this is kind of that period. I think Bob Wycheck inked this one. I mean, just look at again, I can't say enough great things. If I remember that, when I think of that period, I think about any character and I want to see how John Byrne would draw that character. It doesn't matter who it was. I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. How would John Byrne draw them? And he just means comics to me. Chris always kind of makes fun of me about it or whatever. Says Mike Zeck is better, which is wrong, but and then also it totally plays to kind of the lustful teenage boy as well. Like She-Hulk was shapely and beautiful and tall and muscular and funny and everything. So this was a great book and this is a great page. So
right, and just like I think most people who like the run or like She-Hulk in general, the book. I mean, that last panel where She's, says we haven't had any good senseless violence since I took on Stiltman, and that was 3 issues ago.
Yeah.
She's always making comments about being in a book and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I got a Brian Hitch page that says something like where she mentions Brian's name. Brian didn't draw me the right way, last issue or something like that. Just that was what was fun about that book. I mean, they were really just
It was really unique and nobody was doing it at the time. And Byrne
no.
decided, you know what, I'm going to kind of break the fourth wall or whatever they call that. And I'm going to do this in this way. And then they even did it with the television show as well. Like they kind of had her walking through when Byrne had her tearing through pages, they had her walking through the menu on your Apple TV or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, all of the hair and it's just great. I mean, everything about it's great. I think the only other, since I have 2 Byrne She-Hulk pages now, I think the only thing I'm kind of missing is something from the graphic novel. I'd like something from that, but this, especially these first 7 or I think 8 issues that he did of She-Hulk before he went over to DC. I mean, it was great when he came back too. That 50th issue is really nice. He had a lot of different artists work on it, but I just love this stuff. I really do. And She-Hulk, if Byrne's known for a single character, I mean, he didn't create her, but that's who I would say. You say John Byrne, you'd say She-Hulk, almost synonymous with her.
Right. But he's synonymous with so many. He did everybody.
I mean, but who else? I mean,
Alberta would say Cap, but
he did 7 issues of Cap or something like that. He did,
right.
But like one character that he really left his,
Right. Yeah, I would say that. I would agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, she was kind of nothing before him, and he put her in the FF. Crazy.
Well, now you have Brian Hitch, who I just
Right.
mentioned. This is from Ultimates 2, issue 13.
Yeah. So this
Thor
was
was kind of crazy in Ultimates 2, wasn't he? He was a little off his rocker, but this is a nice page.
Right. I mean, here's the thing about Brian Hitch, and we've all talked about it at one point or another, how undervalued his pages are, because his pages are pretty reasonable. I mean, I'm sure that they can certain Ultimates and certain Authority pages can probably get up there, but in general, for I mean, he took the storytelling, like the old, like kind of what John Byrne was doing, and then also the 90s guys, and then he put that all together into great storytelling and great art, and he was doing it on a monthly basis. This page right here has, action and energy. It shaped the Marvel cinematic universe. It wouldn't have existed without this book. And then, you just kind of see this establishing shot in the first panel, and it kind of tells the entire story of this whole battle that's going on. And then cinematically, you go in for a close up, you get whatever Thor's saying, and then you see whatever he's looking at here. And I guess maybe this is Dr. Banner or something. I don't know what's going on here, but it's been years since I read that book. But it's just really great. So really love this page. And I just think that Brian Hitch, I mean, and I'm not just saying this because he's going to be on your show in a couple of weeks, but
no, I know. I feel he's, I think if anything, he's a very prolific guy during this era. And
maybe that's
almost kind of works against him because he just did so much that.
Look at that hand, like how it's the foreshortening. It's like right.
I know I love Brian's stuff. I mean, I think he's
not afraid to push that camera right into something, right into the action, right? Mm-hmm. It's just right there with you. It's great comic book stuff. Really great comics.
I agree. I mean, not just because he hangs around here and we have some of his art. I think he's a top 20 artist the last 20 years. I mean, he's done amazing work. And you're right, we wouldn't have the Marvel Universe without
30 years now. 30 years now, Bill.
30 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I think you guys talked a little bit about these pages last week, but I couldn't not highlight this because I'm such a fan of this, and I'm such a fan of Jeff Singh. He's got a really incredible collection,
everybody should be watching and following Jeff Singh's Cap
Yeah.
Gallery. You know, whether he's dropping incredible artwork like this or he's doing like one of his flash sales like he likes to do. A lot of those he's adding in new artwork when he does that. I mean, he's somebody that everybody who's premium should follow his Cap Gallery. I mean, I always see unique stuff in there, and he does it. I wish he posted every day like guys like Mickey or whatnot though. But
I mean, this is probably this book, this sequence from 100% is so unique, kind of what was going on, like where she's stripping and she's got a thing lets the club see inside her and everybody's running around. So it's this kind of interesting sci-fi thing. But you're right. Paul Pope attacks the page. This is what you were talking about the Way Shack. He just attacks the page. You could see like he didn't use a ruler on that wall. He is just digging in there, and he knows where he's going with it. He has confidence and energy and love for the work that he's doing here. You know, I always thought this was one of the coolest stories. And you know, I like Batman Year 100. I like the Battling Boy stuff that he did, but this book and Heavy Liquid and THB really just really made me love Paul Pope so much, and I love seeing this. So I got to see his thing at the Le Bon Gallery in New York. It was cool to go.
Oh, good for you. We got to see some photographs from it, but and they were going to send us a video clip. We never got anything.
Oh, you didn't? Well, I'll send it. I'll send you. I thought that you had something on about
it.
No, I felt like you were going to do that segment, and then I didn't watch that night just because I didn't want it spoiled because I was going that weekend.
Yeah. So you shot some video while you were there?
I don't know if I at least have photographs. I don't know.
Okay, send me what you got. But I'm going to ask them about it because they did say they were going to shoot some video and send it my way, and I don't believe they did. I got a few still photographs from opening night, but that was it.
But I saw a comic art channel. I think his name's Jason. Posted. I think he got 3 or 4 of the pieces that were there. So because he posted something on Instagram today. So I mean, all the stuff, you know, I didn't go until it had been open for, you know, a couple of weeks. And so there were some things left, but the THB stuff was gone. So that's kind of what I was interested in. But it looks like he got a couple of those pieces that are really, really cool. One H.R. Watson piece and one piece that was kind of THB and H.R. Watson together. So that stuff's supposed to get reprinted soon, finally. So, and then we've got Tom Coker here. I picked this piece because I just think it's such an interesting and unique piece. Also, that there's an inker on this. Like, how did he pencil this? How did it get inked? It kind of it's of the time so much. What is this? The late 90s, early 2000s. Like, and you don't really understand exactly what's going on. I never understood what was the Max. But he's such a great, unique, and graphic artist, Coker is. So I just wanted to add this one in there. I thought it was
it's cool.
Page.
I can't remember when we've shown anything by Coker in a while. I mean, it's got to be a couple of years. But like you said, it's very as kinetic as it looks. I mean, there's a lot of like well thought out design elements throughout this whole thing. It's just in the way he's doing the angles on the buildings to the checker pattern. I mean, all of that, even the way he draws some Max in there is just really, really cool. No, I love this page.
Jim Lee brought us some really unique artists from that time, that Wildstorm period. Really brought in some really unique and interesting artists, and Tom Coker's one of them. He was at in Lake Como this year, and I kind of walked by his table, but like sometimes you're like, I don't know what this, you know what I mean? You're like, I don't know what to talk. I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, Marcus says Snork picked something from Coker 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. They all start bleeding together, if that's true, Marcus. But Marcus says mine like a steel trap. So
he did a great. He probably keeps notes on all of us. He did a book with Jonathan Hickman called
Big
The Black
Brother.
Monday Murders. Really worth a read if you see it at there's 2 paperbacks of it. It's a pretty good book. He's a really good artist.
I agree. So here's another good artist, Phil Noto.
Right? I mean, this one, not that I'm crazy nostalgic. I guess I am somewhat, probably getting more so as I get older, but this had such a good feeling of that period, that like 1985, 1986 period. You've got the black suit Spider-Man, you've got She-Hulk, and the eye patch Nick Fury.
Fury.
I don't know who's the main character, the big one. I don't know who that is, but
I don't
Dazzler's
know.
in there.
Devil's Reign. Yeah, you got Dazzler, She-Hulk. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I
Who
don't
knows?
know.
White Queen, maybe. Who knows who it is? Anyway, really great. I just thought it was really good drawing. I think Phil Noto's a really good illustrator. I like that he still does books every once in a while. You'll see a book that he's like doing the interiors for. He's
Yep.
somebody that could just be a cover artist, but he still does sequentials, and they're always really well drawn like this. Yeah, really nice piece.
It is gorgeous. I love Phil's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the note there was that Lenny Messina says Phil had an art drop a few days ago. I mean, I've actually never been on Phil Noto's website, so I'm kind of curious. I made a note, Phil Noto, question mark, question mark. I have to check out where he does his art drops.
For sure.
So I'm going to have to pay a little bit better attention.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I know it seems like he was doing work digitally, like his pages digitally, but I guess he probably still does some traditionally, obviously. So,
and Colin says he's working on Star Wars right now.
Yeah, so there you go. Like he'll just do regular books.
Stuff's beautiful. I mean, he's a great traditional painter. I mean, Phil's just super talented. So, so what do we got here? Now we have a McNiven. I think you picked 2 Civil War pages, if I'm not mistaken.
I did, and I was kind of up in the air with picking which one I was going to pick, but I wanted to pick both of them. I wanted to highlight this one just because my friend Eric Winger got it, and it was one of those things that he had a page that he had coveted for many years, and then it finally came up for auction, and it was kind of like, there you go, dreams can come true. Like, we all have that. We all have that. Oh, I saw this one page, and this is something that I'd really the Chaikin thing for me. I mean, there was in the same auction that was at Heritage, there was a cover of the first comic I ever owned, and I really considered going for it. It was a little more than I ended up going for a little more than I wanted to pay for it. Once it hit 20, I was out, but it didn't break my heart because it was just the first comic I ever owned. It didn't really mean something like the Chaikin thing did. And when I got that, I just went for it. I would have paid more for it, even though I overpaid. And I'm sure Eric felt the same way. I remember when this came up and he was talking about it. I mean, it's a great page. It has all of these different shots of Spidey, and then ending in this one like punch. And then it's him, Mr. Fantastic, and then he just kicks Mr. Fantastic. You've got all of the glass kind of coming through here. It's whatever's happened to Patriot down there. It's a really, really great page. And Eric's become a really good friend. He and Chris and all the other guys, Patrick and Doug and Tyler and everybody else, Mikhail, all these other guys we've become friends. It's so to see somebody that you like get something that they really want, and have this, you kind of follow along with it, and you're like, oh, that's really great. So anyway, and it's worth highlighting because it's a great page. Yeah, McNiven's great, isn't he?
That's a show graphic image. That's what I picked when I was trying to figure out what artwork was cool. I love that first panel.
Yeah,
with this Spidey's.
Isn't that the best thing about those Spider-Man pages when you would see them do that? Sometimes they do it with Nightwing too, because it's these acrobatic characters.
Daredevil, right?
Daredevil, right.
Yeah. There's certain characters, Nightcrawler probably, but no, I thought that was great. It's just a really strong panel. I mean that alone, but kicking Mr.
Dexter Vines inking this. I know he inked the other one. Who inked this one?
Dexter Vines.
Yeah. So really, he's a good inker on McNiven. McNiven, I think, is a super talented guy.
I agree. And so we follow that up with a page from Civil War One.
Right.
by
And so I
Nick
couldn't,
Knight.
when I saw this, I was like, I can't not have this in here. Like this tells the whole story of Civil War, like in one image. Like you've got the two, like the stuff that's going on. Civil War is kind of like, in a sense, you know, it's kind of like this is a hot civil war that they have in this. Kind of in the United States, we have a bit of a cold civil war that's happening, just about ideology, safety versus liberty, all of the things that are going on in this image. And then you've got everything that is happening, you know, they're divided, you know, you've got the two sides, they're sitting here facing right, you know, against each other. And this is not too, it has some of the 9/11 imagery in there as well. So it's a really nice double page spread. You know, it's a good page.
No, I get it. You
Or
couldn't,
flag down there at the bottom.
they're both strong, really
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. So really good stuff.
And I don't think I put a, oh, nope, I did not like that one yet. There we go. So that was owned by Dinesh.
Yeah. I know those guys get plenty of attention, by the way. Like, you know, they're on like every panel and everything like that. So it made me hesitate. I don't know him very, you know, I mean,
No, of course. Hey, you gotta, you know, when something like that
But
comes
it's
up, though, I
something- it's a
agree.
really
If you
good
hadn't
and
picked it, I
memorable-
would have picked it because the piece was that strong. I mean,
Yeah,
that,
no, it really is. It's a very, I mean, it's a very strong, memorable page, especially from that period.
mhm.
This kind of, I'm rereading this Modern Masters interview with John Romita Jr. And I've just been thinking a lot about John Romita Jr. lately. I mean, he's such a prolific artist. I liked this book so much because he really understood scale in the imagery. You know, the Eternals or the what are the Celestials are so giant, and really, you really get the scale in these images. So that's why I picked this. I don't know that Danny Mickey was the best inker for him. I mean, of course, Al Williamson's probably my favorite, but
Sure.
I really think and you know, you picked up that X-Men page, right, Bill? And even
Oh yeah, the one that his father. Yeah.
his, you know, and I don't think I don't know where John Romita Jr. style comes from, because it has some Kirby, but it's not Kirby, and it has some John Romita Sr., but it's not really, doesn't really look like his
Right.
dad. He's doing this unique thing, and also especially for being kind of you know, I just think he's a tremendous artist. He really is. And he's been around for a long time. And every book he does thoughtful and unique and interesting things on it. So that's why I picked this page.
Yeah, I appreciate him more and more, and I know you like that page that I bought too.
Oh, I do. I absolutely. Like I said, that's the first X-Men. You know, I'd gotten this stack of comics from a Shrine Circus. That was kind of this. I'd always kind of been into comics, but then I got this box full of comics, like just tons of them, and that kind of got me into collecting comics. And I remember one of the books in it was X-Men like 149, and my buddy Paul Hoffman was like, "Oh, X-Men, you have to start reading this." And I was probably 10, 11 years old, and he was looking through all the comics. And so I went to the store the next day and picked up that book, and that's X-Men 177. And that's the first X-Men I bought with my own money off the stands, where Wolverine's standing over Kitty, and it's all at Arcade Murder World. I'll never forget it. I loved it. So it's a great page.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew when I saw it, I had to have it.
Yeah.
Never. That was my first and probably only published for me to senior piece that I can also maybe nice to say never, but yeah. Then what do we got here? We have an Absolute Batman issue 1 page by Nick, of course, and it's in Victor Bracamonte's Calf Gallery.
I mean, these pages, besides the kind of hoopla around them selling and they were so expensive and whatever, but they're really nice. And I remember when this book came out and I kind of flipped through it and I was like, oh, the art's really nice, but Batman's not in it that much or whatever. But then, you know, if you look through it and like the punching, and each the he's putting so many panels and so much work and so much story into this page. And I think this is kind of where his dad gets shot or something like that. But then he's punching and thinking and punching and thinking, and it's kind of almost like The Dark Knight, you know? I mean, it really is. And it's just a really well done page. And also, I just want to talk about Nick Dragotta. He's such a great artist, really friendly guy. I've met him a couple of times now, and we talked a little bit at Heroes. I'm really happy with the success that he's gotten from this. And I'll tell you, I went back and reread East of West not too long ago. And if you haven't read that book, it was funny. I was talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah, I learned how to draw on that book. He couldn't have done this book probably with the success that he's had without doing that book. And that book is incredible. It's just this one big story, and it's fantastic. So if anybody's looking for a comic book to read, go read East of West. It's phenomenal. Anyway, this is a great
On my
page.
list. I haven't read it yet.
Fists and you've got the manga influence, kind of like what we were talking about with Hitch. You know, when Hitch comes on the scene and when he really strikes with ultimates and the authority, it's because he was taking kind of this stuff from before, this kind of like he was initially doing sort of a John Byrne, Alan Davis sort of thing, but then everybody was doing this. Jim Lee, Travis Charest then, and Todd McFarlane, and he kind of synthesized all that and made it into like his own style. And this kind of, he does the same thing where he kind of takes this manga influence, but traditional Western storytelling, and really does, and Frank Miller, and probably some Alex Toth in there as well. And that's a really beautiful page. And so
I see it. Well, this next piece is too big for the screen, too tall for the screen, right?
Is this the Danger Girl?
Yeah, look at this.
I think this guy, Duke Lee,
days.
#1 Groove fan, I think he and I have similar sensibilities in what we like in art. I always like this J. Scott Campbell stuff. I think this is a later J. Scott Campbell, because Abby Chase kind of has a more mature face than she did in some of that older stuff, earlier stuff. But it's really great. Love the explosion behind her. J. Scott Campbell draws a woman like 2015. There you go, like nobody else can. Just really great stuff. I don't know what more there is to say about it. It's a great picture, great drawing.
It is. I got to finally meet #1 Groove fan in person.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, he was on a couple collector conversations and things, but it was awesome to see him at San Diego. Oh, and I'm like, we got to get you back on the channel sometime. You've changed in the last couple of years, and he just said, yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah, he's got some great art. He posted a Ninja Turtles page recently that was one of the first Ninja Turtles books that I ever read, Raphael, I think, or Michelangelo. I can't remember which one it was, but it's a very memorable book. So
here, I'll throw a link.
I mean, it's really good. Yeah, right. I mean, did you like J. Scott Campbell?
I do. I do. There's a link to Duke Fleet's calf gallery, #1 Groove fan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The defender of the thigh cap. Yeah, that's right, Marcus. Anyway, yeah, if you haven't checked out his calf gallery, do so. He's always adding nice stuff. No stinkers at all ever. No average pages. They're all like, they're well thought out purchases. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't get my like on there. Now I did. All right. So I think we switch over to mine now. Yeah. Okay. So Eric De Los Santos, this is a P. Craig Russell. We know Eric. Eric has a lot of likes. He's like the #1 Art Adams collector on CAF probably. But he picks up a lot of pieces, and this is like I don't know what year this piece was done. He's it's 86. I was gonna say he's an 80s guy, but anyway, I thought this was really nice. And who doesn't love P. Craig Russell? I mean,
is this from Marvel Fanfare? Is that what this came from? Is it something from the book?
Where was it? He usually has a. Oh, it says from Marvel Comics Limited Edition. Not
Superhero print series. Interesting.
yeah.
And
I
some
mean, he
sort of
shows some
limited
images.
edition portfolio.
Yeah, it looks like there was a few other pieces in here. Oh, here you go.
Oh yeah.
So Craig Hamilton, Mignola, Simonson, and Art Adams.
Wow. Those are cool. Never seen those.
Look at that. Before there was Photoshop, you had things. It almost looks like it was done on a typewriter.
Oh, I'm sure it was typeset up on a
Isn't that
typewriter.
funny?
Yep.
Oh man, that's like straight out of Comics Buyer's Guide at it. But
Right.
either way, I love. I just I've never had anything by Russell, but the thing
Mhm.
is, it's just marvelous work.
Yeah.
So beautiful. The line work's always amazing, and anything mystical or metaphysical that he might draw is all right by me. So I thought, yeah, I just love this illustration.
Yeah. It has kind of that, Franklin Booth thing, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's really nice inking and good illustration.
Like a little weird looking dolphin, otter, something or
Yeah,
other.
and
All it
that was
needs
one
is
of the things everybody always talked about when they did Doctor Strange. They're like, you can't do anything wrong with Doctor Strange. I want to draw Doctor Strange. He's just like all these owls, and then there's the anatomy of the person there.
Mm-hmm. Now this is J&80's Calf Gallery. Again, another collector on Calf who I enjoy following. Right,
Mm.
so this is a Chad Hardin New Mutants cover, just Strife, just a a powerful image, something
Yeah.
that you want to see on a cover. It's going to grab your attention, and it's really well done. I mean, the costume, for a costume that's like got a lot of metal on it, it feels that way, and I
I
feel
love
like
how he's rendered the armor there.
yeah, I mean the armor is awesome. That's the thing. I mean, all just this is like a chromed out motorcycle or something. It's like everything's reflecting the light, the stuff around it. It's just awesome. But I've always liked Hardin's work, and this is a nice piece.
It's got a little Rick Leonardi to it. Like, I think it
Mm,
makes me think of how Rick Leonardi would draw Colossus.
that's true. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
So you drop that white out. Very cool.
There you go.
Another member of the Summers clan, Bill.
Yep. Well, J&80 has a lot of cool X-Men art in their collection. So this is just another piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I had to pick this one. I mean, Jeff Jones Wonder Woman cover. I thought about using it as the show graphic, and then I thought I changed my mind. Probably properly.
Didn't Tom just get this, and then did he sell this? Is that what happened? I
I
have no
don't know.
idea.
I actually didn't follow.
He was like, I couldn't wait to get this piece, and then now somebody else has it. I don't know.
Somebody else, yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
I guess it happens.
Right. Sometimes you get an offer you can't refuse.
Right. That's right. So he was out there talking about it, and then somebody was like, well, I love that more than you do. Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I just get me again. Too awesome. Just
yeah.
too
No,
awesome.
it's beauty. It's a beauty. But I don't, it didn't. I'd never seen it before Tom was on talking about it, because that's just not my era. And it's before my time. It makes me think of Wrightson more than it does make me think of Jeff Jones. But no, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a fantastic piece.
Yeah.
And, yeah, can't go wrong. Let me click over here. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I would have liked to have seen it.
Sure.
What was next? Oh, that's right. This Jerry Ordway piece, History of the DC Universe Splash. I don't know. To me, these are just fun.
This is a new one too.
Is it? I didn't.
Yeah, I think it came from that new book. I feel like Jerry Ordway. I heard him talking about it recently.
Okay. It didn't have a date on it, so I wasn't really sure what it was from. It's just a fun image. Anything that is we have the history of the Marvel universe with the static characters and stuff. So I just thought this was cool. What they're using it for is to kind of educate people about the characters and historical stuff. And I just love the way it's just blending all of these different characters on the same page. I mean, they're outside, they're inside, they're I mean,
and it's got Morpheus on there, and the Sandman, and the Blackhawks with the non-shaken chess piece there. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I'm sorry.
You should ask Mark Wade about it because he wrote it.
Okay.
Ask him about it this weekend because it's
There you go.
coming out.
Derek says it's the new book. Yep.
Yeah, it's coming out right now. You remember in the 80s, and that's what that poster back there comes from, was Mark Wolfman and George Perez did History of the DC Universe. Well, this is kind of an updated version. Mark Wade did one in the Marvel Universe not too long ago as well. But so it's a lot of these kind of splashy sort of things. But I thought I flipped through the book. I think it's great. I love Jerry Ordway.
Same. Yeah. Well, that's a good one. That's I could not pass it up. Steve Lipsky got that one. 15 likes, 12 comments, everybody. And did Marcus get his? Yeah, look at that. There's no way Marcus didn't comment on that one. And Ilya's a big DC fan. All right, what was this one? Mike McCone. Mike McCone's such a great designer. I like this one. Yeah, I really picked it just because of the arm and and the hand coming up in front of alongside the face. It's just so well done. I mean, Mike's amazing, and he is going to OAX again. But it's not why he's just such a great.
You have one of his paintings.
Do I? Yeah. Do I have one of his pieces? I don't think I own anything by Mike. Surprisingly,
I always think about they'll do.
Oh no, I do. I have something by Mike. I do.
They'll do those drops. His comics work. But his paintings are fantastic, and I've always thought, oh, which one do I want? And there's so many of them, you can't choose. You know what I mean?
Because they're all great. I mean, I remember. So either I asked him or somebody, I don't remember. I just remember the quote. I think I said something to him like, "How the heck do you do a 99-piece art drop and they're all freaking awesome?" He's like, "Bill, I throw half of them away."
Yeah,
wow. So but you look at that and it just seems so effortless when a guy does a drop with 90+ pieces and they all look so damn good.
Yeah.
But I think that was I know I was talking to him about it. He was like, "Yeah, a lot of them end up in the trash."
Well, I think it's so cool, the lighting that he's got on his face, and kind of has that kind of Kirby-esque. I guess anything designed by Kirby looks kind of like Kirby, but it's really cool.
Yep, agreed.
I didn't see this one.
And this is in Steve Davich's Cap Gallery, and it is an OAX pickup.
Yeah, OAX. Right there it is.
Boy, that's a really it's a good show.
I didn't see this one either. Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, Gary Gianni, I mean, very talented illustrator as well. And I mean, I guess after I picked the Russell, I probably shouldn't have picked this one, but I ended up, I picked, this was not in my set, I had 20 pieces I was going through, and I just thought it was cool. And, and just because it looks like it could be kind of an etching, printed, in that way. I just love the depth in this piece with the figures all around this gigantic, cloaked figure. I love the background.
It's another kind of Franklin Booth kind of cross
to the moon, right? I mean, it's I have no idea what it was used for. The King in Yellow, right?
Piece for Pagana Press edition for some book.
All right, cool.
Never heard of it, but it's a cool drawing.
Yeah, it looks like Intaglio, says Eric. Yeah, agreed. Beautiful piece, though. So, congrats to DJ for putting that in their CAF gallery. Then I just thought this one was a fun one, and this is a Jeff Shaw. From the Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance. Yeah. So just a couple of years old, and this was George Hodges' CAF gallery, right?
It looks like George.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Come on, Wolverine and Ghost Rider on motorcycles. Going.
It's so rock and roll, just like George.
Mm-hmm.
Rock and roll guys driving.
Right, and I love, literally, I know that's fire, but it just looks like the tires just melting, and I thought that was really cool too. But yeah.
That's a cool piece.
I like this.
On first glance, I would have thought it was Lee Weeks, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I can see that definitely in the composition. But
it's really great, very cool. Yeah, no, I love it. I love how the characters are kind of silhouetted by the black in the background. you know, like it's almost like straight black background, but there's a lot of movement there. The feathering of the lines, the speed lines.
Yeah, nicely
I,
done.
I guess they just don't say anything to each other. I mean, really, what's missing is Wolverine needs a stogie here, but he
I
can't.
thought maybe, or a beer in his hand. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe,
right.
maybe he can't
Yeah.
drive he can't ride the motorcycle with that.
Yeah. I'm
But
surprised. I'm surprised Disney doesn't have them put helmets on both of them. Like, oh, or they're holding hands riding down the street, riding down the road with
the
helmets on.
romance you didn't know you needed, right there.
I'll fix it.
Congrats,
I'll
George.
fix it. I'll fix it for them in AI. I'll make
Yeah,
them
you can do that.
put helmets on them.
Send it to George with some rock and roll music.
Right.
Then Mickey.
I almost picked this one. That's funny.
Yeah, Chris Sprouse, Carl Story. And so these are who's who pieces as well. I mean, Sprouse is such a great illustrator. Story was is a great anchor, and these are just so to me these are just wonderful images of the teams, right?
Yeah, this was the
Carl,
first time I ever noticed Sprouse was on this Legionnaires book. It was such a new thing, and it was the only way that I was ever going to be into Legion of Superheroes, especially. But he was such a unique artist. I mean, he really looked different than anybody else that was doing. I mean, Mike Wieringo, kind of Jason Pearson as well. They were all kind of doing this sort of graphic thing at the time. But really nice. Yeah, I thought these were cool. I mean, it was on my short list.
Yeah, no, that's a nice one. I know, and Mickey just, the guy posts stuff every single day, one piece a day, and I always have to check because I just never know. I mean, I know it's going to be something that's pretty cool, and he's probably owned it for 10+ years at minimum.
Oh, wow.
He just keeps pulling stuff out of his portfolio.
These guys that can have. I mean, I don't have comparatively a lot of art. So I'm always impressed that people can have that much stuff. I mean, yeah, I don't know how they can have that much stuff. Like,
well, you got a closet full of stuff, as we've seen tonight.
Stuff, but not expensive art. Like,
that's
I got a few.
Well,
pieces.
you know what? If you've been collecting for almost 40 years, and
that's
I'm not
true.
saying Mickey's been collecting that long, but he's got over 30 years in the hobby.
Also, it's different for me because I collect artists, and a lot of people collect characters. And I bet if you're collecting, like if I was just a Superman collector, it'd be like, like there's never an end, right? But I'm an art collector, and so if I'm collecting Superman, it's either going to be somebody, Frank Whiteley, John Byrne. There's less of that. So.
All right. Well, I got 2 more pieces here. This was a Dr. Fate page, and I forget who's Kafka. Oh, Tom McDonald. I'm sorry, Tom. This is Giffen and Malstead. And I always say I love Larry's inks over Keith's pencils. I just think, Larry gets them. It's always strong. And this is like just, 2 people on a phone, some guy taking notes. I love it. I mean, I will probably never own anything Giffen Malstead because I'd rather get a Legion page, right? I mean, and those no matter what I'd be willing to pay, somebody will always be willing to pay more
for a Legion. Yeah. I like Giffen when he got weird. That's the thing for me. I was thinking Dr. Fate, and I'm reading actually the miniseries that he did. There's he did with J.M. DeMatteis right now. But it doesn't look like this. It looks like, it's just wackadoo. This is good. It's not like I said, that's not my favorite Giffen, but I know that Tom likes Giffen from this era more than he likes him when he got weird. So I think it's awesome he got this one.
I agree. Marcus says I'm picky. I'm not picky. I just know what I'd like to get, but I should just get an example at some point, right? I mean, sometimes we have to settle for something that isn't the right characters or the right title.
I think you got to build up there sometimes. So you get something and then you sell that to get something better.
There you go. Marcus is very critical.
I don't know why you still pay attention to him, Bill.
I always read whatever you write.
You gotta just let him go.
So
Let him go.
this is
Your
Neon Dragons Calf Gallery, and I wasn't familiar with the artist Mo Marcus. He even has the name Marcus in it. Oh boy. With the inker Rocco Mastroserio. Never heard of it. Now, I
Is
just
this
thought
an
that,
EC book?
this is Tuatera 4, and when would this been published? 1952. I just thought, this is like for era wise. I mean, kind of, you're gonna throw just this gruesome creature in the first panel, his
Mhm.
brother's keeper. I mean, if you're picking up a comic in 1952, this is what you want to see on that first page, right? It's just something that's gonna scare
Yeah.
the crap out of you and make you want to read it. And then it's like his brother's keeper. So now it's like, oh boy, what's the dark family story baked around this thing, right? I mean, again, it's over 70 years old, and is it I think it's beautiful. It may not be the most well drawn piece of art from 1952. I just thought it was awesome, and
No, I think it's
where,
pretty well drawn.
where was the color? Oh, I thought, and if this is a pretty true scan, I mean, look at that, it's garish the way it's colored. I
Love.
just think that whoever, when you're going to want to buy this book, if you open flip the cover open, see that, and you're like, yeah, I want to own it. I want to read it. I want to know what this thing's about.
Yeah. Look at how, I mean, really, the coloring on that is incredible. That's why I like these Taschen reprints that they have, because they're printed on newsprint like this. And, kind of like if you look at the color, it's a little bit offset, but it just looks right. I mean, the color on that looks right. If they reprinted that on slit new paper, it wouldn't look right. That purple would just stand out. You wouldn't have,
The
you
purple
wouldn't
is
have
definitely bleeding all over.
right. Yeah. And you wouldn't have that noise. I mean, it's kind of a noisy purple, and with the yellow and then the green. I mean, it's just right.
Hey, look at the red in the lettering, how it's
Yeah.
across the top. It bled right across that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I just thought this was a great kind of segue. It's not like
Mhm.
EC where you have some character kind of leading you into the story, so you just throw this weird.
So what is this? This isn't from an EC book. It's just from some other rando
Did he list to it? Was it's from Harvey.
Tomb of Terror. Oh, okay.
An 18 by 12 Tomb of Terror. Upon the death of their father, Vincent traps Lenny in a coffin and lets him die so Vincent can get all the inheritance. Lenny comes back from the dead and kills Vincent in the same manner and puts his coffin in the quicksand.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Anyway,
alert. Spoiler
cool
alert. Here's what
Yep.
happened.
Sorry, everybody. If you hadn't read it after 70 plus years, anyway, I again, cool page. Never heard of it, the title, but congrats.
Cool. Vincent Zorn.
Yep, and let's see. The title of their calf gallery is Great Narrative Art. What? That's awesome.
Mo
Love
Marcus.
it. Marcus, yes, an artist with the name Marcus in it. Marcus says I can ignore him, but he could be watching Peacemaker too. That is, the debut was tonight, wasn't it? Shoot,
Yeah.
I might have to stay up late to watch that.
It's not going anywhere. You can get
it isn't.
tomorrow.
Last, when the first Peacemaker series came out, I did wait till the thing was all over so I could just binge it, and I probably watched it in a night and a half. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, we had fun with it. I'll wait for Mindy. I'll watch it tomorrow.
There you go. Well, Chuck, as always, it's fun hanging out. I appreciate you putting together that calf cribs video that we did. Dino did go into his closet, so he was the first, arguably.
Yes. Okay. Well, he's got a much better closet than mine.
Well, he's got a much better closet than most of us. But I appreciate the tour tonight.
Yeah. It was fun, and Tom's been talking about it for a while. He's like, "Let me see those books," or whenever I'm on here. So, go back through and you can pause it and see what books are there. I love collecting books. Most of these, we have a really great used bookstore nearby called McKay's, and so you can find things pretty inexpensively. It's just, thank you, everybody. It's just a lot of fun. I love collecting. And collecting books. Honestly, my big thing lately is digging through quarter and 50-cent boxes, because you can buy as many comics as you want. You read some and then recycle them or whatever. I mean, but I love collecting books, and I love just being a collector. I love collecting art. But sometimes it's not. Art gets expensive. I mean, and I know that's the understatement, but also you kind of get to a point, you can reach a saturation point. I know a lot of people don't feel like they can, but how many more Shadow and Blackheart pages can I get? Or or also you kind of get priced out of things, because I like the Quietly All-Star Superman pages, but I don't want to pay. And then I was buying covers when they were $2,500, and now they're $15,000. I don't want to pay $12,000 or $15,000 for a new cover.
I get it. So it's
So
good that you have other hobbies like with the books and
yeah,
a few other things here or there.
yeah. So for sure. Anyway, well, thanks everybody.
Hey Chuck, well, you're always welcome back, and
Yeah.
and Snork. I think Snork will be rejoining us next week. He's had
Yeah.
he's
And
been
Chris
traveling.
has become a dear friend, and I've told you this before, Bill. I owe it all to you. So really appreciate you, brother.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm a better person for you and everybody else who's been using CAF all of these years, and it's an honor for all of us to keep putting this stuff out in front of everybody, and you guys, enjoying being a part of it. It wouldn't be the community we have today if you guys weren't out there supporting it,
Well, I'll
sharing
get new
work
art up soon. I'll get some of it up there. Yeah. So you just got to get to the scanner and then write something. Anyway.
All right,
All right. Thanks, guys.
all
Have a
right.
great night.
See you.
See you soon.
All right. Well, that's always fun to get to hang out with Chuck. But yes, Mr. Snork will be back with us next week. He has been traveling for work, but he'll be back in the saddle, and we'll get to see what picks he has. I think it's been a little slower week, art going up there for some reason. Feel like maybe around 200 to 250 pieces going up every day. So who knows what we'll find. School season starts, right? All the kids are going back to school. Everybody's probably got different focuses here this past week, but yeah, all good. So please, what do we got? We got the Kevin Nolan show on Saturday. So 2 o'clock. Mark Wade will be joining him. It'll be a fun conversation. So I hope everybody can tune into that, and we'll have some art for sale from that. And then again, put it on your calendar. Tatiana will be doing an all access art show on Monday night live, 9 p.m. start, like we usually do here on the channel with the live stream. So she'll be here for that, and we'll get it in the queue, I guarantee, tomorrow. So it'll be already posted up on the channel. You could see kind of the summary for it, and you can add it to your watch list right there and set up a notification for it. Huh. All right. Maybe I'm going to go watch The Peacemaker right now, Marcus. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I will see you all again on Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern.